So this is kind of cool. Also, some of the silhouettes in the background I've noticed on the starting screen are being filled out now that we've met these people. We met this dwarf guy. He's like a political agitist, an agitator, I guess is probably a better word for it. This is the non-binary baddie that I fumbled. Actually, she's not non-binary, but she does give non-binary vibes. Fumbled her. Very devastating for me personally. I was literally on the ground begging for her hand, and she laughed at me, as she should, but you know, devastated by that. What happened in the first session? Essentially, we play as a cleric. We woke up, well, we woke up dead. We were dead, and then we woke up. We woke up in the basement of a morgue slash old dentist. Oh, Manila, why would you do that to me? An old dentist office. I don't really remember. There were a lot of apples, not the song by Charlie XCX. There were a lot of actual apples, and there was a zombie down there, and she was moving the apples. I think it was a he, actually. It looked like a she, but listen, let's stop getting into gender tonight. And then we went upstairs and we met a man who was very suspicious, and he was very pale. I think he's a necromancer. I can't prove it though. And then we met a kobold, and we scammed the kobold, and we stole it. Well, we didn't steal, but we got him. We scammed him, and we got him to hand over his crossbow. So we have a crossbow. Don't know if I'll ever use that, but we have one now. And then we went outside and we met some dwarves. We looked at some papers. We inspected their papers. Then we met this orc who's on the screen now. She and the dwarves have beef. They represent two different political factions. The dwarfs represent like a workers' party, and the orc represents what I think is more like a free trade, like liberal party. I'm not really sure. They call themselves the Free Striders. We haven't really learned enough about them yet. She works for them. Okay, so the dwarf on screen, well, that nose looks awfully comfortable, Manila. Anyways, yeah, so I don't know what we're gonna get up to tonight, but I'm really excited to get into it. We have to go find some goblins as well, because like that's one of the we're basically investigating a terrorist attack. A tea shop had blown up, was exploded. We were investigating that. That's our job. And we've been tasked with talking to a goblin chieftain to get more information out. So we're off to do that. Tom, hello. She's bald. She's bald and she's torturing chatters who have hair. Hello, Tom. How are you doing? Are you resting now that you've been on the big move and everything's painted and whatnot? Or are you still unpacking? Fucking hell. But anyways, so let's get into it. Load. No loads denied tonight, baby. I think this must be it. I didn't create an actual save. I realized I saved over an autosave, which is kind of a crazy thing to do, but you know what? That's
boy, I'm on top. Now I'm on bottom.
Four guys in me.
I'm coming. 3 dudes coming. On me.
You need internet. That's right, you don't have internet yet. That's devastating. That's devastating. But Divas, go follow Tom. Or Tom if you're not familiar with him. I don't know how you possibly aren't, but anyways, go follow him. He's wonderful. We adore him so much, and we'd love to see him back on stream soon when he gets his internet back. Inshallah. Inshallah. You haven't touched anything since you got everything in on Sunday. That's so valid. That's so valid. You gotta give yourself time. And it's hot as hell. I don't know what it's like up there, but it's hot as hell down here. So I'm assuming it's hot as hell down there. Or up there. Yeah, sorry. But this is us. Tolstad, Central Norvik. This is the orc baddie that we fumbled. These are the dwarves we were talking to. Oh, what was that? So we're kind of just exploring, I think, at the minute. I need to find... Is this where we came out of? I don't know. No, the Drunken Sphinx? What? Who's this baddie up here? The Fisher. What's this say? There's a sign on it. Drunk Sphinx opens at 8. No, 6. I can do 24-hour clocks because I live in England. Opens at 6, so it's closed at the minute. Right, so let's go talk. Oh, you can't see the clock. It's under me, but... Huh? It's behind me. It's 11:18. Sorry. Behold. Thalassos, the oppressive landlord. Not a landlord. Fuck the landlords. 32 until Sunday. I know, it's fucking miserable, mama. I'm dying here. I was in the office today, Tom. Calling in reinforcements, Shay, for help this weekend to help unpack more. Well, yes, you should put your man to work. That's what they're good for. How long does this game take to complete? I wishlisted her recently. Well, it's gonna take me ages, but I think when I looked it up on how long to beat, it was about 20 hours. So I don't think super long, but you know what I'm like. Love this feature here where basically when you inspect somebody, you get like this screen comes up, and to get the information from them, you have to pass a skill check. Like this one is a wisdom check, which I'm not really super good at. And like a different roles give you more information. So like roll 5 will give me very little, but like a DC 10 or plus will give me a pretty decent amount. 15 will give me this. I don't know what this would give me. I don't know. This doesn't have a thing on it. I don't know. But Tom, thank you so much for the 10 stream streak. Thank you. Thank you for streaking, King. Anyways, let's try not to fail a check tonight. Oh, that's actually pretty good. 15. That's really good. I'm quite pleased with this. This is a level 3, a merfolk. I like the merfolk. They're kind of hot. Level 3 entrepreneur. Oppressive? Question mark. He is a good landlord. He takes care of his tenants. He makes sure there is a decent amount of services being done, maintenance, safety checkups. He's nowhere near the worst landlord until stood alone. Yeah, but he's still a landlord though. He's still living off somebody else's hard work and income, right? So, right. Yet he holds the key to shelter, one of the pillars in the hierarchy of needs. There's something inherently oppressive about playing into the system. Exactly. This is what I'm fucking saying. To profit within it to a senseless degree, it is unearned wealth. Thank you. You're right. He is an oppressive landlord. My landlord could never. Well, let's talk to this guy. Oh, I know he stinks. Oh, I know he's right off the bat. I know he stinks. I think we could smell him before we came up the stairs. I think we know he stinks. Look at him. You cannot tell me this man doesn't stink. A large merman sits by the sea. I love this bit as well, where like sometimes you'll see like a name, like a word in orange, and if you click it, like you have to pass a skill check, and if you pass it, you get more information. It's like this. Merman, a male merfolk, not to be confused with a mermaid. Mermaid, half fish folk, not always female, but still called mermaid by humans, to the chagrin of the men. Well, it does seem disrespectful to call a merman a mermaid, even though they're not the same thing. I'm so confused. Girl, don't do this. He's cute. You would. Kitten, you would. Kitten. That's nasty. Fishy, hello. Fishy, thank you for the lurkies. I appreciate you. And thanks for checking in. Fishy, I have to say, I don't know if you saw it, but I don't remember when you got into the Golden Cat Club because my note system failed. So I had to make up a date. So you're on the panel as entering on the 32nd of May. And I'm sorry for that, Mama, but I think it's funny. Sif, hello. Thanks for begoning me, you little shit. You've checked. Christine is 99% gay. Holy shit. 99 is the highest we've had in a long time. Go on, Christine. You better find a woman at that gym. I adore you, Fishy. I hope you have a great lurk. Thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate you. I hope life is good. I hope life is good. Sif, hello. Thanks for checking in. Twitch has to confirm I meant to send gay. Sometimes it 95. These numbers, what the hell? They're never this high. What the hell? It's not Pride Month anymore. But Sif, hello. Hydrate. Fuck. Okay, I will, but I actually have water as well. Why did that not play?
About some water.
There we go.
Get that up.
The bot's just queuing up. That water's nice. Water's good. It is. It's true. Fish. Blah, 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 blah. Cleric, he says, without acknowledging you further. What are you doing? He opens his mouth and takes a deep breath. Fishing. He does not take his dark blue eyes off the city horizon. Just thought you looked interesting. In what way? You seem like the type of man one should get to know. He nods slowly. Right. Correct. Oh, I gained experience. The merman looks at you with a pair of deep eyes. Thalassos is my... Why is he Greek? You know, he can be Greek if he wants to be, whatever. Thalassos is my call. You stand in my garden. Your call? My name, he enunciates slowly. Oh. This is all you. This all you right here? Yes. I don't appreciate the city visiting my property without a heads up. This really seems like a public walkway to me. You're currently labeling, organizing, and shaking all my partner's paints since he ordered you some for Warhammer minis that can't come tomorrow. That's so exciting, Fishy. I hope you have such a great time painting. I love that. I've never gotten into it, but I like sometimes watching people do it on TikTok. It's really cute. It's too hot to be drinking water, to not be drinking. Well, I know. My flat got so hot. In my flat, my water got warm. What? The water in the pipes? Fuck. It's not. But while you're just standing there, keep an eye on the second pole. Huh? Is he asking me to keep an eye on his pole? You want me to fish with you? Yes, be useful. It says, come on, cleric, maybe. Oh, I failed a wisdom check. Well. Dexterity success, though. Oh, yeah, he thinks this could be worth it. Hustling is all about networking, right? Let's sit down. He nods to the second pole. Let's look at it. You keep your eyes peeled on the tip. Oh, inshallah, I got trust. I will have my eyes on that tip. He's the type of man I want to get to know. This guy, yeah, some people do. I can see it, but I can't get over the fact he's a landlord. But I do like his design. He looks a bit stinky. Fishy, you might like him because fish, yeah. Yeah, he's a landlord, I know. So we're like, we're not friends with him. He's been getting me into online Warhammer. That's so cool. And I know he used to paint minis before we got together. That's so cool. I love that. I know, landlord. Ugh. Pull the pole a little. Tug it. Fishing is about patience, cleric. You need to breathe and watch. A professional, eh? You work for the River Guilders. He raises a thick eyebrow in your direction. No. So what do you do then? I operate facilities, apartment complexes mostly. Oh, this guy's actually rich. Try not to mention it. That would be really difficult to do. I need a DC 10. And I'm exhausted, so I need to eat something. Because I'm getting a debuff. So we're going to go with you're a merman who's a landlord. He takes a deep and heavy breath. A merman landlord? You're not the first to comment on it. Have a laugh. It is kind of funny, to be honest, but... The merman clenches his jaw, his facial muscles twitching. He grumbles through his teeth. Very funny. He reaches forward and grabs the second pole, grabbing it from you. Oh no, I can't fish anymore. We don't do that here, as Giz would say. Grabbing it from you while continuing to fish on his own. With a stern nod, he sends you on your way. As a cat, I want to eat that fish up. Oh, kitten. Meow. Do you have a quest for me? It's so goofy. What do you know about the tea shop? It burnt up. What else? The merman stays silent for a while, then he mutters to you. You need to find out what happened if it is an esoteric error with a fireplace. If it happened to more units in the area, I could be affected. I will personally hold Magistrate Darrow responsible for if it does. I don't think the magistrate gives a shit. I do not either, hence the threat. Do your job. I've spoken with Miska. Miska is the goblin chieftain we have to find on the topic. We both agree you must figure out what happened, cleric. Make sure it does not happen again. We'll see. It's pretty complicated. He groans. What are you voting in the election? I'm voting for the Free Striders. Oh, not a liberal. Sorry. No, it's just the orc. The orc that broke my heart is a Free Strider. So, you know. Oh, why? Oh, here. Oh, we gotta go. Mama, we're going to the workers' party. We're going to the workers' party. Oh, why? The merman says nothing for a while. They offer good incentive. An Asgul rent freeze would be difficult for me. Yeah, we're gonna freeze the rents, Mama. And you landlords are gonna suffer. Christine, have a great Have a great time at the gym, Mama. Get those gains. I adore you. I adore you. Everyone say goodbye to Christine. The nationalists have not been helpful in the past. I vote yellow for now. I love that they made them yellow. That confirms in my mind. I don't know which country this game comes from, but if it's European side, it makes sense. You landlords are so greedy. We need more rent freezes. The people must be allowed to live on a fair wage. He grumbles. You have become an Asgalist. Gain 10 XP 5 times 2 for choosing this political stance 2 times. Oh, nice. Right, he did not ask. Do you have a quest for me? Juno, thanks for checking in, Mama. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. I need to start lifting as well, you guys. I feel like that's in my future. No. Nothing at all? I do not have anything like that, no. Come on, you gotta have something. Everybody's got something. The merman says nothing for a few seconds, as if feigning a think. Then he says no.
Lord have mercy,
See, I'm about to bust. Hi, Miss Juno. You love a muscle daddy, Knave. Well, I don't have a lot of muscles at the minute, so it's hard to be a muscle daddy. But maybe one day, who could say? Not even a delivery or something, like a fetch quest? No. No secret temple that needs exploring, like a merman dungeon? No. Juno, would you lick this man's feet, by the way? I need to know for science. Would you tongue his toes? So nothing, huh? Nothing. He's patient, very much so. Except, smirk. My tenants have reported a strange letter on Pillar Road. With the tea shop, I don't want to take any chances. A strange light, question mark? The merman grumbles something. If it has anything to do with the tea shop, or if it is ghosts, or if it's an esoteric event, it was reported to be spotted in the late hours, sometime after midnight, on the road down the field and Pillar Road. I have no resources to pay. If you ain't paying, I ain't doing it, sorry. But if you wish to do your duty, make sure my tenants are not disturbed. Well, I'll think about it. You wouldn't happen to know anyone in the fishing guild, would you? He glares at you. No. Well, it's just that I was fished up from the river by them and brought to the Lich House. So I just wanted to check up on that whole business. They did not bring you to Viskin. I did. Plot twist? The fishman brought me to Viskin? It's a no from me. I'm not into that seafood flavor. That's so real. That's so real. The web toes, fucked. The web toes are fucked. Everyone loves a bit of tuna. That's not even true. That's not even true, Tom. What? He stops looking at you. Wait, really? He says nothing. Oh. He nods. So you fished me up? Yes. You were dead. Dead? Yes. So I brought you to the morgue as one should. Then you came here. Alive. But that's your business. That's so real. That's your business. I don't want anything to do with them. What if the toes give caviar? Girl, fuck off. I could not think of anything worse than tuna. How about caviar toes? Salmon? Oh, okay, kitten. I have nothing more to say about that. You should deal with it yourself. Yes, you should. This means it was a resurrection. Resurrection, the act of returning a dead person back to life. There are many spells that do this. From a weak revivify to a legendary true resurrection. Revivify is a 3rd level necromancy spell. If used within 60 seconds of death and the body isn't too ruined, the target is brought back to life. Now you need to learn why. I did think that I was undead, to be honest with you, because he won't take the helmet off. I'm like, why wouldn't you take the helmet off unless your face is fucked up? And I do wonder, because like subconsciously he really can't remove the helmet. So I'm wondering if he's undead, if he's a zombie. Like a still functioning zombie. He's more or less functioning. Thank you, Foolish, for the feet. Arrgh. I like Foolish's feet. I mean, hello? Wow, you must have gotten stuck in something really wacky here. Be careful now. Somebody wanted you dead, and someone wanted you alive. That's bad. Probably. So I'm a zombie. Yes. Constitution check failed, so it says yes, but probably no. In a spiritual sense. The merman focuses on his fishing. I have some personal questions for you. No. What do you mean, no? No personal questions. You can't just say no. That's not allowed. Yes, I can, and I will. I guess you can. He doesn't respond to me. Thank you. Well, oh, there's something here. What's this? An entity highly Highly what? Uninteresting. No, I'm picking that up. Apple, we need that. We need that apple, actually. Come and get with me. There's something. How do I get my inventory again? I need to eat this apple. Because I'm exhausted because I only had 1 HP. So I'm failing skill checks. What's this way? Oh, this is cute. Okay, let's go down this way. Oh, I like this place. Alexa played Charlie X. We did earlier, actually. Oh, the bins. Let's go dig through the bins. A trash receptacle, mostly stacked with old signs. Let's trifle. A cardamom treat? Don't mind if I do. I need food, mamas. I need health. You reach into the bin and pull out a somewhat intact cardamom treat. No, do not. You did not just Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. It's been there for gods know how long, and you think to yourself, "What the hell's? I'll just eat some trash." It's done. You're too late. Hold up your prize and smile. Listen, man. Maybe you don't know exactly what's going on here in this world of ours, but you don't need to lower yourself this way. Taking stuff is great, but you can't just take a half-eaten pastry out of the trash, man. Ignore the voices. They don't control you. This is the perfect game for me. Bunny, I can totally see them. I can only be in blinding pain or blind stoned, yes. Num, let's eat that. Hold on, where's my inventory? 5 HP. Oh, for 5 HP, I'd eat a lot worse. We can't interact with them. How about them? Oh, there's somebody at the magazine. Killer kiosk. Let's behold them. Arn, kiosk kid. We have to do a dexterity check. I'm very good at dexterity. I have really high dexterity. So I think we'll get pretty good. I don't think we'll hit DC 25 though. 22 is really good. So we've got everything but. That's really good. That feels really, really good. Human, earth folk. A level 1 child worker. Child worker's killing me. I mean, that's so acting. I had half eaten apples in BG3. I can do what I want. I'm saying. Kid's working his ass off. And getting that bread. He must be doing that optional weekend school. He'll go far in life with that attitude. But that fire under his ass must have been lit by something fierce. He's a jumpy fellow, a survivor, a type of kid that used to be making it on his own. You relate to his fear. This kid doesn't want to end up like his old man, forgotten by time and space, and the city. Oh. Come here, Arn, let's talk. We can steal from him? That's goofy. Oh, I love his bowl cut. He's goofy looking. Lateef, I like. Oh, he looks funny. Hello there, sir. The kid behind the counter taps on a pile of newspapers. You a postie? What the fuck did you just call me? Tom, thank you for the lurkies. I adore you. Adore you, king. What? Do you read the... I'm asking... I failed the strength check. Ah, the Post. Yes, that is a good magazine. We've stun-locked the child. I feel like I knew this kid in high school. Did you? The kid looks distraught. Plus 5 XP. Never mind. Welcome to the Pillar Kiosk. How can I help you today, sir? He looks around. Do you want to buy something? I have questions for you. Questions about what? Mostly about the tea shop. Okay. He looks down the road. Not too much traffic lately, so sure. If my boss shows up, you gotta buy something, though. We can haggle with our charisma. That's kind of funny. Tom, hello. Thanks for checking in. How was stream? How were games? How was some DBD? I'm so sad that I didn't get to hang out that long. I was in the office today. 32 degrees in the office is fucking criminal. But Tom, I adore you so much. I hope you had a great stream. Lots of choices. We do have a lot of choices on this one. I will be talking a lot, I feel. Hold on, let me do a big shout out for Tom. Divas, if you're not following this Croatian baddie, what are you doing? Come on now, Spirit Main. It was alright. Some shitty games. Yeah, I've been having a mix with them as well. I've been playing off stream. I've even been doing a bit of Killer because I want to finish the event. Girl, Killer is rough at the minute. That or I'm just dog shit at it, but you know, maybe a bit of both. But I hope you had a great stream. It's good to see you. Pappy, hello. Thanks for checking in. May that corn bring you luck, fortune, or a secret third thing. How are you doing, Pappy? Hold on, I'm typing. I can do things. I can do lots of things all at once. Yes, this is the first time I've seen a skill check in... Well, no, that's not true. But a haggle. The first time I've seen haggle. That's pretty cool. Purchase. I don't have 20 crowns, so they've... What, they've... How many crowns do I have? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Can you just tell me the news? The boy stares at you. So here's the thing. We sell newspapers here. If I just tell you the news, we wouldn't get any money. Are you a partial owner in this business? No. Dexterity check, we passed. But he's clearly a hard worker. Fucking over the business would fuck him over as well. Only your boss loses in this exchange, I suppose. Let's fuck him together? You're very welcome, Tom. You're very welcome. You always get shouted out here, you know that. It was good to see you back on stream. How's work been? How have flights been? What have you been up to? Arn stares at your outstretched hand. He glances back and forth for a moment before a smile spreads across his face. Yeah, fuck him. He grabs your hand and shakes it. You manipulated this kid like he was a pile of wet clay. You've got some Asgardian spirit in you. Whoa, hold on. I ain't green. I'm red to the bone. Well, first of all, you're wearing green, Mama. Well, as long as you're not a free strider. For sure, they're nothing but up. He stops himself and looks down. So you wanted news, right? The kid grabs a copy. Oh, we got +5. Copy of the Post and starts reading. Sad. Would have been more fun if he grabbed News in Norvik. That one's mostly rumors and sensationalist bullshit. It's great. The News in Norvik is the second biggest newspaper in the city, free strider aligned, infamous for their gossip and lowbrow journalism. Election week, 5 parties above exclusion limit. Polling shows nationalists ahead of at 40%. God, that fucking sucks.
I've been waiting for this.
Lepo, hello. Lepo, we're gaming. You're doing alright, Pappy? It's good to see you though. I hope are you working today? What are you up to? I don't know what you're up to. Give me the deets. Fill me in. And Lepo, good morning? Question mark? Time zone? I hope you're doing well. You're excited? This game is so fun. I do a lot of reading, I have to say, but it's really, really fun. The Free Striders and Asgalists being behind at 20 each. Okay, so the Nationalists are at 40%. The Free Striders and the Asgalists are at 20 each. So, okay, interesting. Doing the dishes? Listening to me on your headphones? Oh, thank you. The Arcanists and the Agrarians are holding out just above the limit at around 5% each. Those polls are mainly done in rich areas, you know, the human areas. You can't always trust the polls. The party in Norvik still won't comment on the missing paladin. This Gorm Skaldaman fellow's been gone for months at this point. But here's the drama. Who's Gorm Skaldaman? Skaldaman, the first noble house to be raised by Earth after founding of Norvik, famously formed during the party where Johilda, the bard with the silver voice, performed for Earth, and he enjoyed it so much that he immediately named her nobility and gave her a piece of the city to watch over. Her descendants became loyal servants to this day. He was last spotted heading down into the city below. Maybe he's stuck fighting undead or something. Gained experience. Or maybe he is undead, you know, after having fought some undead or whatever. A paladin? Sounds strange. What's a paladin? The boy stares at you. What? You don't know what a paladin is? No. Why? Is it some kind of political title? Anyway, he stares at the bottom of the page. Apparently the party in Norvik is going to hold the election without him on the official list of members. The Lord Patriarch Akasam cannot be reached for comment, it says. Ah, so Foot Lord Trollmord will now head the list, and Coin Lord Darrow will be number 2. I wonder how that'll go. Coin Lord. The magistrate handling minting, trade, financing of public works, and tithes. Currently held by Nicholas Darrow in the Tolstad district. Too bad for Lord Gorm, unless he's found before the actual election day, of course. Lord Gorm, the last anointed paladin of Earth, one of the original faces of the party of Norvik, he went missing months ago, and many believed he abandoned his post. If you're heading down into the city below, you should look for him. We'll see. Sure. Anyway, he mutters and turns the page. Asgalist rallies all over the city. There's an op-ed about the chant. About how the chant is being printed illegally and needs to be stopped. Copper press fever added. If anyone knows the location of the printers used in producing the chant, please inform your nearest free trader. No, I'm not doing that. They can't do that. It's illegal to print things. Fuck off. You don't sell the chant here, do you? No, sir. No illegal papers here. He turns the page. The agrarian parties lost almost the entire working class vote. Over half the city guilds are giving official support to the green cause. The workers vote in their own interest. How surprising. Yes, the agrarian party seems to be out of the race more or less, along with the Arcane Circle and the Conservational Lobby. The Arcane Circle, a tiny political party seeking to return to the Arcanist rule and magocracy. They're treated as a joke mostly, but there are a handful of wizards and noblemen who still support it. The Arcane Circle, yeah, I thought, well, that's literally what we just learned more, but whatever. A small political party in Norvik. In the latest polls, they had half a percent of the votes. It's run by Rubric Prax and his apprentices at the infamous rotating tower in Ostrogard. I do like how they give you a chance to like flesh out the lore and like the knowledge of the game. I'm going to take every opportunity I can because I enjoy it. Ostrogard, one of the 3 unofficial districts in Norvik, basically anything on the inland side of the river that's not part of the North Wall. A mostly domestic district filled with both cheap and tightly stacked housing and a handful of mansions and towers. Housing. A nickname for the housing district where the poors live. A housing district, one of the 5 districts in Norvik, the poorer area on the west side of the river, named as such due to the earth folk originally being housed here while the earth cleared out the ruins in what is now known as the palace. So now it's a 3-way tie from what I can see. The latest polls show 36% to the Party of Norvik, 20% to the Revolutionary Free Striders Party, and 24% to Asgal Workers' Party. At this rate, the green cause will win it in a landslide. The kid starts flipping the rest of the pages. You become even more of an Asgalist. Gain 15 XP 5 times 3 for choosing this political stance 3 times. So we are committing to the Workers' Party. Right or wrong, I just think that's fun. I think that's fun. That's it, I guess. But, interesting. What? No, I just realized there's no mention of the tea shop yet. I guess they're keeping it out of the news cycle. Who is? The city, I guess. But that's all the news. You want more info, you gotta buy one. Well, what do you know about the tea shop? Except that it exploded? Well, that's pretty obvious, yes. I was here, you know. Saw it with my own 2 eyes. Look over your shoulders towards the tea shop across the street. I heard it too. Definitely heard it. Walk me through it. Okay, I set up at the kiosk at dawn. By noon, the morning rush had calmed down. I remember the bike rack was full. Water lane workers mostly commute on the new bridge and flotilla, but the halfway bridge does see a fair share of bikers every day and night. By noon, it was pretty dead, which is great. Less work for me. Go on. I hid in the back, though it was a, attack. How loud was it? Super loud. And shaky, too. I almost fell over. What about the fire? I felt the heat even all the way over here. It was like... The kid gestures at a large sphere for you. Really weird fire. Then he mutters, shrinking the size of his imagined sphere. Okay. Weird, question mark. Gone in an instant. Weird fire? Yeah, it was like... Look, it's gonna sound really weird. Lean in and say it. I like weird. It was blue? That's magical. Blue fire indicates extreme temperatures. Only for a split second. When I looked again, the whole building was on fire, but it was normal looking fire. So I might have just imagined it. Interesting. Yeah, I guess. Just kind of weird. Did you see anyone suspicious? Not really. Just the normal types. A goblin was arguing with a human by the temple, but just some mild shouting about some business thing. Otherwise pretty dead around noon here usually. Anything else you noticed? Yeah, sure. I did see Mr. Drummer. He's the owner of the tea shop, former tea shop. Usually the tea shop opens in the afternoons on work days, so it's not weird to see him walking about all day. Chatty fellow, buys lots of newspapers. Where was he going? Don't know. Saw him leaving the tea shop right before noon. Right before noon? Yeah. Right before the massive explosion occurred? The kid clicks his tongue. When you put it like that... Look, I don't know where Mr. Drummer is or where he went. I just saw him rushing down the stairs, guessing he headed for Water Lane like everyone does. Did anyone else enter or leave the tea shop? No, just Mr. Drummer, he says, confidence in his voice. It was a boring day, so I pretty much just people watched all morning. Mr. Drummer was the only one I saw leaving the tea shop all day, well, until the explosion. Did you see him enter? He stops and thinks, well, actually, no. I never saw him enter that morning, so I guess he must have just slept there or entered before dawn. And no one else entered all morning. Not a soul, usually not too many people there in the morning, or forenoon, really. Forenoon, that's a really good word. I like that. People should say that more often. It feels very Norvikian. Yeah? I saw it in that Asgol newspaper once. They like using dwarvish words like that, though my brother doesn't want me reading those copper papers. Copper papers. A newspaper printed on magical copper sheets. The quality of the final newspaper suffers when using this method of production, but its popularity has skyrocketed with indie papers using around the coast using it. Still pretty expensive to use, but nowhere near as costly as proper arcane era pressing machines. Don't listen to your brother, he's probably a fascist. Keep reading Asgol content, kid. The kid nods along. Anyway, about the tea shop owner. Yeah? Did Drummer act strange when he left? Just in a hurry, maybe? Saw him shovel towards the stairs to Circle Square. Probably heading down to Water Lane. Why Water Lane? It's the only place to go? Either that or Goblin Garden, or the city below. I don't think Mr. Drummer is a city below type of bird. Are you sure you saw him? Absolutely, no doubt. He trails off, muttering to himself. He went downstairs to Pillar Crossing, that's all I saw. I've been going over it in my head. Pretty, shocking stuff. What can you tell me about the owner of the tea shop? Mr. Drummer's a customer. Seems nice enough for a bird folk. Oh, he's bird folk. I've never seen bird folk before. That's exciting. I've heard he hangs out at the Sphinx a lot. The Sphinx is the bar we walked past, or the club we walked past. The pub, the tavern, whatever you want to call it. Oh, welcome back from ads, guys. I'm sorry if you got them. Apologies. But that only opens at 6, and I think it's 12:25 at the minute, so we've got a while before we can go investigate that. All sorts of folk, politically. Asgos use the tea shop a lot. Oh, that's interesting. So there's like a political, but I figured there'd probably be like a political element to the bombing or whatever it was. And that's all about the tea shop. About the owner of this kiosk. Oh, my boss, Thalassos, the fish man. He's a pretty nice merman. What do you want to know? What does he pay you? I get about 5 crowns an hour. That's a really good salary for someone my age. You should be paid better for your service here. Maybe? I've heard you're supposed to get paid more when you get older. My brother says the more experience equals better salary. Well, as long as you feel you're selling... I don't know. I'll go with that. As long as you feel you're selling your labor at a fair price, just remember to stay vigilant. Sure? I don't know what that means, but yes, absolutely. He's confused. What does he do around here? He stocks the stall usually really early in the morning. Gizzy, your voice is so calming, was locked into work and listening. Thank you, Gizzy. Giz, I hope work is going well. I adore you. Adore you, king, and bouncing on that cock. Beyond that, I think he just does other stuff, question mark. He owns a bunch of properties. Yeah, he's a landlord. We discovered that about him. Around the city, so he's usually pretty busy. Your boss is a merman? Yeah. He's in the river a lot. He likes fishing. I've got some other things I wanted to ask about. So I'm going to try and haggle him and purchase News in Norvik for 9 crowns. Well... hold on, yes? Can I ask you a favor? Anything, young man. You are the future of the city. I've heard there's trouble down in Water Lane tonight. Please go and make sure that nothing happens. I'll do it if I can. Please give him a quick nod. I don't want to spend money yet because I don't know how much I have. I only have 8 crowns, so I wouldn't have been able to do it anyways, but yeah, we need to get money somehow. Interesting that he's talking about there being trouble down only an hour left. That's not so bad. You can survive that. Where's this heading? The Central Temple of Earth? No, we don't want that. Not yet. I want to go this way. Oh, that's right. We can double click and we run. Forgot about that. They did tell us that, to be fair. What's this? An almost intact and endlessly rising pillar, the centerpiece of Norvik. Engage. You look up at the pillar of Jor. The relic rises upward, endlessly upward. Right, this old thing. Remaining until the end. How many of these pillars exist? 8. Technically 4, depending on which scholar you ask. There are debates as to whether there are 8 pillars, 1 in each band, or simply 4 pillars that pierce the circular coast and stick out on either side. Oh, but ours is the best one, right? They're all equally useless. They're seen as a status symbol by many, like a legitimization thing. Legitimization. But the fact is, no one has managed to make use of them in any way, despite their esoteric nature. So the pillars of Jor are relegated to being visual landmarks seen from across the coast through clouds and mists for miles. Looks a bit broken, cracked. Yes. While the pillar is indestructible, it was once under heavy siege during the most intense moments of the Gate War. The Gate War was a legendary conflict between the beasts of Jor, the original gods, and the many others who tried to take over Jor towards the end of the Gate era. It makes me say gay, but Gate era. We have little information about the conflict, but it's known it led to the closing of the gates and began the Fade era. Where are the beasts of Jor? Sparks, hello. It's good to see you, Mama. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for checking in. May that corn bring you luck, fortune, or a secret third thing. Stream's going well. We're playing today. We're playing Esoteric Ebb, which is basically like hold on. I gotta close this. I didn't know this was still open. Or something popped up on my screen. A D&D style game. It's point and click. I have to read because it's not voiced, but it's fun. It's really chill. The art is incredible. I love the characters so far. The writing is really good. I think there's going to be a fairly good political element to it, which is quite interesting for me personally. I quite like that. So it's really interesting, but we're still very early in. I think I'll be playing this for a long time. Just because I'm taking my time with everything, and obviously reading it out loud takes longer than just reading it. Beasts of Jor, a term for the sentient folk who aligned with Jor during the Gate era, also known as the Antisepalian folk. Most are gone today, but it's so good to see you, Sparks. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope life is good, Mama. Antisepalian, old Dimenorian term meaning before the closing of the gates, used to refer to those who lived before the end of the Gate era, exactly 2027 years ago. The closing, a term for the closing of the gates, the event which ended the Gate era. Right. The Pillar of Jor, several pieces of pillar floating around in the air. An esoteric relic left after the ending, blah, blah, blah. There are 8 of these, yes, we know that, or 4 if you believe the theories of a wrapping circular coast, and they are indestructible. Although there is some esoteric power within them, no one has been able to make use of them at all. Work today has been an absolute nightmare. You still streaming is pretty lucky to me. Oh, I'm sorry that work was a nightmare. I hope tomorrow's better. I hope you get some rest this evening as well. Work for me was fine. It was just really hot. It was very hot, and I was in the office today, and I don't want to be there, but you know, got to do it for money, I guess. What kind of power would be capable of damaging this? Gods. The most powerful of arcanists. Did I make money off this thing? No way. They don't even take admission to see it, since it's such a trivial sight. It's a bit of a tourist destination, supposedly, but most people who travel to the coast have seen one before, so it's not that interesting. It's just a rock to you. A tingly esoteric rock. You can always attempt to focus on it from this ancient relic. Get closer. As you do, you feel the air itself tingle. Power. Listen. It whispers to you unintelligibly. Touch the pillar. You place a hand on upon the surface. A slight tingle spreads across your palm. Have a feeling that you can meditate here. It will take some time, but it could prove invaluable. A wisdom check of only 6 isn't so bad. Try meditating on it. 19? Nice. Stan, it's so good to see you. Hello, the weather was vile today. It truly was. It's going to be for the next like 10 days or longer. I'm sad about it, but yes, it's good to see you, Stan. How are you? How is life otherwise? Rude cutoff. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I am in my element. I've been looking forward to playing this for like a week, so I'm really excited to get back into it. I'm very intrigued by this game. Very intrigued. And yeah, we're just chilling. How has Rivals been? I've seen that they're going to be doing some updates, or they've announced some updates. I haven't been playing them. Maybe one day though. I'm being peer pressured. You like your office at least. I have a lot of plants around. That's the thing, is like we're not even allowed to have personal items because we don't have a set desk anymore. I used to have a lot of plants on my desk, but now nothing. You cannot wait for the Jubilee. Gizzy, will you be playing? You close your eyes. You shape your mind into an arrow, shooting it out towards the esoteric force. Find the rhythm into Jor's realm. Hear his voice. The cold rock of the pillar turns warm in your palm. You've marked it with your spirit. Marked it? What? You're unsure, but you feel that there are more spots you need to investigate. Feel. Warm and deep. It goes deep down and far up. Open your eyes and move on. You lift your hand from the surface and you are able to see normally once again. Oh, we got XP. We're almost going to level up. We're really close down here. But you feel like you've learned something. You must keep looking. Soon the pillar's secret will be revealed. You understand plainly there's more to this pillar that you need to investigate. So we basically have conversations with ourselves through the various attributes of D&D. So like wisdom, intelligence, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. I'm just kidding. Strength, dexterity, constitution. It's really interesting. I really like that. You know what? 32C is not that bad. There's a breeze. Fuck off. Just fuck off, kid. You really want to play Jubilee? In time and further below. Alright, let's leave this pillar alone. That's interesting. Ooh, there's a boarded up... Ooh, there's some empty water barrels. Is this the tea leaf, or the tea shop that blew up? Yeah, the name of the tea shop is illegible. This is the tea shop where we're basically tasked with investigating why this tea shop exploded. Amidst scorch marks and cracked masonry, you approach a doorway. There are several planks blocking the passage. The tea shop. Take a peek inside. A powerful force left these marks. Fastened with several nails, you see a paper. Coinlord's meat updated. At the Coinlord's meat, hello. At the top it says with bold lettering, City notice, no trespassing. Does this include me? Perhaps, perhaps not. Try touching it. Touch the planks. As you do, subtle ripples of blue energy appear across your gloved hand. It's sealed. As you move away your hand, the faint aura shimmers in dark, translucent blue and then fades away. This feels like trouble. The tea shop that blew up... Oh, the quest has been updated. Just standing near the door makes it clear that there's a locking spell cast on this. Standard procedure for crime scenes. Rude to lock people out. Crime scenes should be public viewing. Remember that you are here on behalf of the goblins. You still have not spoken with their chieftain. To complete this quest, you should probably do that first. That's fair. That's the absolute... Yeah, I know. It's so annoying. You have a whole room, isn't it? That's nice. The work is hard and I have to be in at 7:30. Fuck. But I feel so lucky to have a space. Yeah, that is really nice. It even has windows. Hell yeah, you're winning. Even if they're tinted, so I have to use the sun UV glow lamp for my plants. Well, swings and roundabouts. That's really cool, though. That's really cool. I like that. Check out the trespassing notice. It then continues with finer writing. By the order of the Coinlord Darrow, the following premises are under city seizure, under suspicion of criminal offense. Unlawful trespassing will be liable under 13 Holster contempt. 13 Holster, a collection of laws surrounding the lawful arrest of citizens. You'll get into trouble if you enter the tea shop without talking to the Coinlord first. But really, if you're careful about it, who cares? Look beyond the planks. You catch glances of still shadows beyond. This place is a mess. A scorched mess. Look around at the scorch marks. It's everywhere. The fire was intense. Arguably, these marks could have possibly been caused by a regular fire of a wooden horse or wooden house. This stone masonry does not have enough fuel to carry such a flame unless the building was stacked to the brim with tinder. What kind of magic is this? It's an arcane lock. Oh, we know that spell. Casting it on a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. A second level abjuration spell. It locks entryways until the spell costs a bit to cast, but once it's in place, it's quite a nuisance. It's used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unseal it. So I guess I'll get that from the goblin. Shay, hello. You don't love the work, but I adore my office. Well, no. There was a time I enjoyed that bit of it, but nowadays my office is this room for most of the time, so I guess I love my office then. Shay, hello. It's good to see you, King. How is life? How was your day? I hear Tom is going to enlist you in some work this weekend. Divas, if you're not already, go drop a follow on Shay. Come on now. It's right there. The heart's hollow. Support a queer creator. Come on now. He's been playing some RE2, which has been really funny. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to be funny, but it's funny for me. It's been entertaining. It's so hot. I know. Let's go for now. We need to find the goblin lady before we can do this. I don't know which way I'm going though. Your mates work from home and I'm so jealous. Yes, that is so nice. With the cats, love that. I would love a cat or 2 or 3 one day. What are the cats' names? RE2 is so fun. It's my favorite RE2 game. It's my favorite RE game. What's this? What's it clicking? A corner of Norvik, still standing in the gate era. What? It's a windmill? Active machinery inside? Let's go inside. Cool. Some items are guarded. To loot them. Oh, there's a scorpion. Not a scorpion. That's a lobster. Guys, I know my animals. I swear to God, I can speak English. It's just the heat. Forgive me. A bunch of site safety rules. Then it says, if broken, contact your local union representative. I know that's right. Oh, there's something here. Oh, we have to wait for it to come back around. Yeah, RE2 is my favorite, probably my favorite one I've played so far. Although I'm going to start Requiem on Friday, and I'm looking forward to that. Because that's what y'all voted for. It was close, though. What's this red card thing? Give. Something's stuck to the gear. Well, I know that. The cogs keep spinning, but you notice something. You approach the cog with a sticky red... Oh my god. We're going to lose a finger, aren't we? Roscoe, hello. Roscoe, it's good to see you. How are you doing? How's life? How are things? Are you... Is it hot up where you are? I know you probably not as hot, but I hope you're doing well. Nice cog. Well, this one's for Gizzy, yes. I think I'm going to lose a finger, aren't I? 19 dexterity is quite hard. I do have 17 though. What's this little game we're playing? It's called Esoteric Ebb. It's a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons game. Takes place in like a custom world that the creator made. But it's very cute. It's point and click. It's like, yeah, it's very cute. I love it. This is the second time we started last Wednesday. We didn't get very far, but I'm loving it. We're basically investigating like an act of terrorism. And there's like a lot of intrigue going on. It's really interesting. Nice cock, bunny. It's warm, yeah. It truly is. Kelsifier, that's such a cute name for a kitty. 2-year-old 3-legged orange menace to society and bonkers. My roommate's massive 9-year-old gray tan tabby, who's a menace to anyone trying to lift him. He's Chonk. We love chonky boys. Oh, I love that. Calcifer and bonkers. I like that. C and B, B and C. Grab the sticky red thing. We're gonna try it. Oh, we succeeded. Yay, I get to keep my fingers. Do you battle stuff in this? Well, I don't really know. We have strength attributes. I don't know though. I think everything's probably just a dice roll. I'm not really sure that yet, Roscoe. Possibly, who can say? Quickly pull it back with the thing. Stress cube. Oh, that's cute. Smooth as hells. Hey, cool, it's a stress cube. Cube, slang for gelatinous cube. gelatinous cube, a mindless yet dangerous cubic ooze. They're near impossible to spot due to their translucent nature and digest anything within their grasp with a horrendously acidic substance. They are common within dungeons, used as both guards and cleanup. That brings you back. All the kids used to go crazy over these. You know, the ones who called you Apple Boy? Apple Boy. What a nostalgic feeling. It's great for an adult like me to indulge in these childish toys. A slice of a real gelatinous cube. You could probably sell this for a quick buck next week. Until then, maybe give it a squeeze. Could help you with the nerves. Maybe I will. That's kind of cool. What's it look like in our thing? What if we examine it? No, +1 to strength. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we got a lot of these random things. 16 pounds, that's cute. I love that. I love. You should absolutely have a cat. One day I would like to. I would love to. One day. Yeah, we looked at that. We could go down this ladder. Long way to fall. Should be safe. You glance at the ladder. That's one hell of a climb. What kind of man, no, what kind of human cannot climb a simple ladder for 20 short feet? It would be embarrassing for anyone of this age to fail this. Well, it's only at DC 6, but I do have a -2. Oh! Right. Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Taking a confident step onto the ladder, you begin your climb. You close your eyes, and as you do, in order to fully immerse yourself in the experience of changing your elevation, you are afraid. It is very high. You let yet your body remains calm. Wait, your left foot. It's not on the ladder anymore. That's not good. Your right foot. That one's got to be on the ladder, right? I'm afraid to say that no. Both of your feet have slipped off the ladder, and your entire being is fading into nothing on the floor of this random roller mill in Tolstad. Hold on, I'm dead? There's no need to fret. You've been given your due. This is it. This is your end of the stick. You are a servant of Earth. You've dedicated your entire adult life to serve him. This is not how you are rewarded. No. You are... No, I refuse to end. Reach out. You refuse? Not like this. Grab onto anything you can. The world is... I got an esoterical achievement for that. The world distorts around you. You were falling. Then you were not. I think I just bent reality. I love being a delusional girl. I love being a delusional girl and saying, no, I'm not falling. No, until I'm not. Let that be a lesson to you all. Be a little delulu. It's okay. This game is goofy. It really is. It's so goofy. The dialogue is so goofy, Shay. It's so funny. Very whimsical. Your body's on the verge of breaking. Every moment a painful reminder of the 1,000 others who failed just like you did. Attempt to pull the strings? Oh, we only needed DC 2. Success. I choose my own destiny. Exactly, like Britney Spears. Exactly. Thank you. I feel the need to say the F word, but thank you. You follow them as they dance. One seems to go good, but it is far away. Yet it's moving closer. But what force? Is it him? Take the string handed to you. +1 hit points. Who's that? What the hell? Is anything permanent? No. Is anything permit? Good man. What the hell's going on? You are at the bottom of the ladder. Let's go. We survived. We did it. We did it somehow. 3%. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's worse than Quispy gets. Oh god, there's several stale baked goods here. What's in here? The rest of the roller mill? Let's go in. A wooden door blocks your path. Feel the handle. It refuses to budge. Oh yeah, locked tight. Like, heavily locked. This mechanism is pretty solid. Whoever put this here really did not want anyone getting inside. We could try and pick the lock with dexterity. Oh, Momos, we in! Momos, we're in. Your fingers work the mechanism with precision. Click, click, click. The lock gives way. The door swings open. You see nothing but black beyond, and it was always black. Second time's the charm, I'm saying, kitten. Complete utter darkness. Navigate the darkness. You stumble inside, carefully allowing your vision to get used to the complete darkness of this underground. Storage chamber? Office space? Feel your way through. Ah, fuck. Well, you stumble forward into the darkness. Oh, we lost some HP. Suddenly, the leftmost side of your your leftmost foot connected with something hard. Pain shoots through your leg. Groan and wince. Massive, massive damage. Fuck, that hurt. Splitting pain. What did you expect? Eventually, your eyes adjust somewhat. You can see shapes now, vaguely. The storage chamber is a disaster. Broken equipment, scattered papers, shattered glowstones on the floor. The tea shop explosion must have knocked them from the ceiling. Knock, a second level transmutation spell, unlocks things. The definition of locked has been stretched over the centuries, but the spell works on most closed containers or entryways. You wade through the debris, search for anything useful. You sift through the papers and crates. Most of it's worthless, old receipts, inventory lists, but then you find something. Pick up the document. A notice, official letterhead. Notice of termination, collective action violation. Oh, they're firing the workers. Try to climb the ladder again? Well, I succeeded in the end. I had to bend reality to my will, but I did it. You scan the text. The roller mill owner fired everyone. They tried to form an Asgall union. All workers dismissed, effective immediately. So basically like a Starbucks in the United States that tried to unionize. Right, okay, right. That explains why this place is empty. The owner shut down rather than to deal with organized labor. The workers deserve better. The document does not respond. Put it away and continue. You continue deeper into the chamber. At the back, you find an office. The owner's private space. Approach the desk. Old papers, ledgers, more termination notices, and then a drawer. Locked, but poorly. Force it open. The drawer slides open with a snap. Inside lies a smooth stone, one with several faces adorned on its side. Esoteric, which is magic in this game. Examine the stone. You pick it up carefully. Oh, that is creepy looking. A sending pebble. Sending, no, isn't that like, yeah, I was going to say, isn't that the way to communicate? Because didn't Will have a sending stone in his eye? Sending, a third level evocation spell commonly used as a direct communication between powerful individuals, city-states, or arcanists. The Norvikian sending office employs many clerics for the express purpose of casting sending across the coast. Oh shit, these are expensive. Let's pocket that stone. You slip the pebble into your pouch. Time to leave. This place has given you all it can. That's pretty cool. You make your way back through the darkness. What a lovely delve. So that's interesting. So I wonder if we can examine that. We can. The cost and spell slot requirement of sending has been created many off-brand versions capable of short-distance messaging. During the Coast War, the Arcanist forces were often equipped with the so-called Pebble, a stone capable of casting sending on any familiar target within a kilometer. Let's examine it. We might find some secrets. You hold up the pebble. You think about who they could send a message to. There are a few target you have in mind. Oh, we could try and contact Viskin, the guy that works at the morgue, the Lich House. It's the cleric. I'm just calling to let you know I've got a pebble of sending. Cool, huh? Oh, it works. Very cool. Gained experience. The message ends. You didn't disturb him now, did you? So I can use this to send messages to people, right? You can. The Pebble of Sending is a very powerful magic item. It's not quite as versatile as the Stone of Sending. The difference is being the stone can send to anyone in the current plane of existence. The Pebble has a limit of 1 mile, so basically anyone in the game, I would have thought. This is an extremely expensive tool, but it doesn't exactly run out of charges, so use it as much as you want, then sell it later. That's pretty cool. That's going to come in handy at some point. Let's go down here. Near the water, don't fall in again. Girl, please be serious. Where's this gonna go? Oh, out here. Oh my god, creepy, please don't piss me off. Creepy blue lobster. A regular non-giant crab. That's not a crab. Mama, that's not a crab. Am I insane? That's a lobster. Am I nuts? You spot a crab on the rock. Official name, Tornian Crawler. It does look a little shrimpy. Pet the crab. You reach forth and the crab immediately snips onto your index finger. Huh. No, I haven't. I haven't. Sparks. I haven't even heard of it. I better look into it though. Panic. The crab pincers grip your finger hard. Hard. Your index will come off soon. Oh, that's death saving throws. We might die, you guys. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Please let go, Mr. Crab. It says... And it does not let go. God, we're gonna fail this. -5 DC because you were polite to the crab? This game is so goofy. You bend and you pry, but the crab will not let go. We're gonna have to do death saving throws again. Oh fuck. I'm gonna have to eat that out of the trash again. The blood is not flowing. Slowly you will die. I kind of roll again. Get out of the vice grip. Success. Okay, we're out, we're out, we're out. Use your free hand to pry the pincers off your finger. When your index is released, you immediately feel the blood begin to flow once more. Freedom. He was a good little fighter. A good crab. Are you allowed to loiter here? It does not respond. What do you know about the tea shop? It snips with its piercers once again. That's not too helpful, you know. It snips again. What are you voting in the election? It makes no noise in reply to your question. Okay, let's leave this crab alone. But what the hell? Now I'm out of health. Fuck. And I have no healing items. Fuck. Can I cure... Oh, I can cure wounds on myself. There we go. That's fine. You play this game as a master for a player named Steve who is kind of an idiot? That sounds really fun. I'd be into that. Where does this go? Also, new rule, do not pet the crab. Whatever you do, don't pet the crab. That's kind of the rule. Behold, you hear the dockyard beyond. Let's go. Arrest that crab for attempted murder. Well, he did try to kill me. Water Lane. We've heard about this place. Conquest by river, by land, by heart. I love the art style. It's so good. Crab is friend shaped. That's why I was trying to be friend. I still think it's fucking hilarious that I got a -5 to the roll for being polite to the crab. That is so goofy. There's some gobos. I love goblins. Goblins are my favorite. I love gobos. I love these little green guys. They're so cute. I love them. I haven't found one that we can interact with yet, though. Oh, let's dig through the trash again. The bin is making a sound. A strange sound. How strange. Farus woof. Maltig woof. Why is the bin Welsh? The trash inside this bin speaks to you. Open the trash can. As you lift it aside, you immediately see something moving in the pile of shredded documents and old scraps of food. A pair of legs. Cymorth? Oh, what the hell is this thing? Suddenly jumping out of the pile with a poof of moldy dust, it's a pine cone. A pine cone with limbs. Armenhern. Incense. It hands you some leaves while doing a strange, seemingly improvisational. We got there in the end, you guys. We got there in the end. English is our friend. Dance upon the trash. Wait, are you one of those? Before you are able to do anything about it, the little creature poofs away. Disgusting little creature. As it fades, you only see trash. Interesting. Let's go in here. He looked like a friend. What's ET stand for? The Askanai Reeds Trading Company. Oh, Free Striders. Fuck the Free Striders. We do have to go in there, though. Probably. We're closed for today. Oh, just kidding. Right. Stairs down to the bustling docks. It's a friend. Yeah, it was. What's this? This door looks promising. You stand before a damp door on a cramped corner house. The wood is dark, swollen with the perpetual moisture of Water Lane. A layer of river mud and algae, or algae, depending on which type of English you speak. Knock on the door. You rap your knuckles against the wood. A solid rhythmic knock. Let's wait. A moment passes. Then the sound of a heavy latch sliding. The door creaks open. A pair of bulbous eyes stare up at you. It's an Anuron. I don't know what that is. Dressed in a tiny velvet smoking jacket. Quite distinguished despite the lack of pants. Qu'est-ce que c'est? French? In my video game? Kate, hello. Kate, how are you doing? Thanks for checking in, Mama. I hope you had a great stream. You were streaming, weren't you? I don't know. I was in the office today, so I get notifications, but I don't get on. But Kate, I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, welcome in. How's life? How's your week going? Are you coping with the heat? What is it? I'm busy. Très occupé. Just wanted to introduce myself. Mon Dieu. Why? Wait. He squints into your uniform. Are you, how do you say, le clergé? I'd like to see myself as a dashing rogue, personally. A dashing? No, you are clearly a cleric. Path of being a rogue is becoming even more familiar. 15 XP for choosing this class 3 times. So dismissive. The Anuran peeks his head out behind the door. I want to see what they make the French look like in this game. You're very welcome. Divas, go follow Kate. She's been on that Fortnite grind, but she also does a lot of co-working streams, which is really chill. Not coping with the heat, you're dying. I mean, honestly, I've been melting all day. Reminds me I need to close this window soon. But yeah, fuck. Fucking hell, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for the heat that I can't control, but you know. But it's good to see you. It's so good to see you. We could try a charisma check. Ask for contribution to your cause. That's crazy. Nice house. No, it is, as you say, sheet. Temporary until I take the next ship home. He gestures vaguely at the port. What do you do here? I live here. Je vis ici. Is that a crime now? In this maudite city? What's your name? I am Guillaume de Cretre. Great name. Merci. Why do you ask if I'm a cleric? Because you smell of incense and a self-righteousness. C'est évident. Imbecile. He called me an idiot. What the hell? Rude. But accurate. That's true. Let's try the charisma check and see if we can get some money off him, because I need some money. Run me my money. I'm so glad Crispy's not here to hear me speaking French. Loving this French accent show. Well, I'm just glad Crispy can't hear it. I too smell of incense and self-righteousness. Really? Lepo, I got stun locked for a second. How you were doing the dishes all that time? Fucking hell. Mama, that's a lot of dishes. Ask for a contribution to your cause. I know that's right. I know that's right. Just smile. The kind of smile that opens wallets. Oh, and kiss his ass hard. My good sir, surely a gentleman of your stature supports the arts, or the holy cause. Ah, flatterie. He sighs, his throat pouch inflating slightly. Told you. You are charming. C'est ennuyeux? It's boring? I don't know. He reaches for something on the other side of the door. Take this now. Au revoir. He shoves a fancy bottle towards you. The door slams shut before you can say thank you or anything else. Look at it. Concentrated rhubarb ale. Nice. The pinkish liquid. He gave me a cunty pink monster. Love that. The French man. I wish we could see what he looked like, though. The pinkish liquid inside swirls around. This is no small potion. The Anuran must be well connected. Potion. Any magical substance ingested for temporary effects. Lovely. This will make things go much smoother. That's really nice. Oh, yeah, and that took some time. That sucks. But I'm glad it's done. Let's look at this potion. Look at this. Oh, this is the weirdo start. Remember when we were looking at the beginning, the backgrounds, there was the weirdo? And I said, Blake, this is you. This was the image they used. An Askanai Classic contains a fizzy drink. This is Cunty Pink Monster. That tastes just like ale with none of the downsides. So it's actually okay for you to drink this since it's non-alcoholic. Grants a minor charisma increase for a week. A week? That's pretty good. That's a lot of time. Level advancement. We leveled up, you guys? Fuck yes. What are we gonna do though? +1 ability score, +5 hit points, hit dice +1, first level spell slots +1. Second, we got a second level. It is Cunty Pink Monster. It is. Bottoms up and the devil laughs. Love pink drink, same. What are we gonna put this in then? I mean, strength is our weak point, but I feel like putting things, dexterity's, I feel we're really good with dexterity. I think if anything, pop in something in charisma or intelligence would be good.
Now,
Do you know what a MILF is? I love that lady. Let's finish, yeah. More charisma is probably for the best. But we got more HP, which is super important. Okay. Okay, we're winning. Divas, we're winning. I don't know what we're winning, but we're winning it.
Now, do you
You know what a DILF is. Thank you. Thank you, Manila, for the gender equality. Oh, what's this? Democratic propaganda. It says S. Elon and Sons. Oh, is this the place where I can fix my book? Opens at sundown. Well, it's only 1:25. So apparently we can't go in there yet. I'm sad that we haven't been able to talk to any goblins yet. To Pillar Crossing? I don't want to go there. Orna, the first of the river guilds. I love this place. I love this game. It's so cute. Free trade. Democracia. Oh, they're speaking a language I don't understand. They're talking about the election. Oh, we can steal money from the wishing well? Some coins wishes were never granted. Let's steal money. 18. I'm taking it, mama. Oh, a griffin? Who were those fangs and the rest too? Lepo, did you see the bit where we pet a crab and it pinched our finger and almost killed us? Love stealing, Rosie. Be gay, do crime, as I say. Griffin, you approach the ball of feathers and wings with really, really sharp claws. Too bad he's clearly overfed. Not body shaming the griffin. Huh? This is a griffin. It is somewhat intelligent. It's a somewhat intelligent magical beast. A famous magical beast of Old Dimenor, terribly useful mounts, used by those with the funds to support their breeding and taming, most famously by the Strum Riders. Strum Riders, a group of highly skilled griffin riders. Oh, we've got over 100 glossary entries. That was an achievement we just popped. These days, they are employed by several free cities of reeds. You will require speak with animals to communicate properly, of course. Oh, so we don't have that spell yet. You see a pool of drool forming underneath the opening of the beak. Wait, look behind it. There's an entrance to the warehouse on the other roof. If you want to get inside, you're gonna have to get past this bad boy. No, we're going to wait until we can speak to him. I don't know why I'd need to get back there yet. One of many free starter compounds in the city. We could go in there and speak to them. And give them our workers' rights propaganda. Oh, it's Bard shot. Right. What else is over here? Oh, I just saw something up out of here. Oh, we can go down or up? Let's go up. Excluding the anti-magic messaging, free straterism comes with great branding. No one can dismiss the dwarf's architectural genius. Let me speak to a goblin, for God's sake. The Agipop. Well, exactly. Yes, I love going to liberal establishments and spreading communism. Behold, Office of the Snore... Wait, Office of Snore Appeldant PM. What the fuck does that mean? Let's go in, though. This guy is goofy. I love his mustache. Children's drawing on the wall. A scholarly commendation of the Ford Nip Commonwealth. A rat down here? Mama, you got a rat in your house. Almost dead, but not quite. Something stuck between the pages. Let's go look. Sticky pages. Cardamom tree. I'm stealing that. Dream patch. What the hell's a dream patch? A magical quill and paper. I'm taking that. Tiny dictator. I love stealing things from sleeping men. An unseen servant magically attuned to the feather pencil and paper. It will write down everything spoken within 10 feet. The contents disappear off this page as it writes. The servant can follow commands to write down specific topics, keep the notes in a certain style, or focus on a chosen person word. They're very common in the halls of the palace, where words can ruin lives, or even worse, careers. Yeah, that's funny. Advantage against bureaucracy and bureaucrats. That's so funny. Small amounts of pixie essence incorporated into a sticky patch can be used to recover 3rd level spell slot. That's kind of cool. I like the items in this game. We get some pretty cool things. We got lots of money now. 26 crown. Shall we talk to the sleeping man? Okay, so again, we have to do a skill check. It looks like a dwarf, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's an intelligence one, so we do stand a pretty decent chance. basically we have to roll, and what we roll will give us different layers of information. So if we roll a 5 or above, we'll get this bit. If we roll a 10 or above, we'll get this bit. 15 above this bit. 20, we'll get everything, I think. Let's go. So 18, that's pretty good. We get most of it. A scholar of the Ford Commonwealth, a man working out of a hole in the wall. This is exactly the type of man who knows exactly. This is the type of man who knows exactly where he's going and is simply going there very slowly and deliberately. He knows his expertise. His moves are calculated. His journey is long. The esoteric is closely tied with scholarly arts. In the old days, no distinction between the two was made, but today, in this modern world, his side is all but winning. He's a halfling. Oh, he's a halfling. I like this. That's cute. The first halfling we've met. A Ford folk, a level 4 scholar. All right. Let's talk to him. You take a step into the cramped office, standing in front of the sleeping halfling. Is this a scholar? Curse the gods. Go investigate his book collection before waking the lazy halfling. What? Where? I'll leave him. Where? Oh yeah, he does have a book collection. Fuck yes. Go check. Go check his book collection before waking him up. Collection of books, political mostly. You see a collection of books from the philosophy canon, none of which you are really able to understand. Next to them, a line of famous political books: Asgulus Theory, Hedonists, The Dark Book of Shadow, Lexandro, many more. The Hedonists are an infamous group of activists and anarchists spawned towards the end of the Coast War. They stand for, well, something probably. Mostly they're known for inciting riots and playing with demonic forces. Demon, chaotic evil fiend. They're mostly bloodthirsty monsters and rage-crazed barbarians fallen out of Hazy, but some of their more civilized spawn do reign in the cities and realms surrounding the endless maw. Heishi, one of the 8 bands along the coast, means either growing maw or into the air in abyssal, a deeply cursed jungle hellscape filled with volcanic rivers.
Yeah, I was rubbing my meat, so what?
I've been speaking French. Poorly, but I've been speaking French and thinking of you. A deeply cursed jungle hellscape filled with volcanic rivers, flesh-eating insects, and murderous plants. Once an elven sanctuary, now home to demonic warlords, tiefling cities, and celestial crusaders. I love a tiefling. Sparks, are you a book reader? Hi, baddies. I include non-baddies, but you're also baddies. I speak French for you? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to. Maybe if I meet another French person. There's French people in this game. He called me an imbecile, so, thank you for that. We've got some books here. Okay, let's read The Folk by Lexandro. This was the first book placed in your hands as an Earth Folk recruit. Open it. It's an old, worn copy of the same text. Musings about the divine era of great walking gods and their theocratic states. A walking god, the term used to describe the divine avatars of those who rose and fell in and around the divine era. Most major religions on the coast today are built around these figures, and their influence can be felt everywhere. Earth was the last known walking god when he faded 27 years ago. Wispy, thanks for checking in. May that coin bring you luck, fortune, or a secret thing. Kate, thank you for checking in. I don't know if I thanked you for that, but may that coin bring you luck, fortune, or a secret thing. I'm literally a French person. You're literally a Canadian. Tieflings are our beloved friends. I know. They are. I love tieflings. I'm not a racist, but they're my favorite D&D race. At least in BG3. They're queer-coded. Come on now. It makes me want to play BG3 again. Fuck. Soon. A history lesson morphing into a series of guidelines. How modern leaders, as a response to the drawn-out Coast War, should return to the old. The proven, the organized, the divine. Although written from the perspective of not faith nor service to the holy, but rather that of service to the state. A modern theocratic vision, the nation of an entity not bound by its protection and lifetime of its god. Instead, the nation-state will survive on unifying cultural traits passed on by that god of his people. That doesn't sound good, mamas. Sparks wouldn't erase my Frenchness. No, probably not. But I feel combative tonight. Anyways, Diva, I adore you. How's life going? What are you up to today? I'm assuming you're working. This, Alexandra writes, will fasten them into the earth, creating firm groundings for the states to exist beyond many others. The later chapters go on to describe his dream of a millennium empire. It's kind of giving Nazi. His grand plan, a nation to survive the passing of eras. A collection of ideas he gathers in his dream An ideology structured around order without the weakness of monarchy, the chaos of democracy, or the esoteric dependence of magicracy. The Millennium Empire, the fascist ideal. I'm fucking saying this is giving fascism. Fascist, an emotional and illogical nationalist extremist. Basically a cultist. This game. Dangerous ideas. Fascism has led many cities astray and reads. Whatever your thoughts are, this book is used to reshape the city. You live in fear of where its path will lead. Put the book away. Open A Blind Manifesto by Hedonist. So he's just got a lot of political books, which is interesting. You only adore the English part of me, and that's not true. Doing okay. I'm feeling very sleep deprived, and I'm leaving work early now that all my appointments are done. I'm glad that you get to leave work early, though. I'm sorry that you're so sleep deprived. Mama, I'm with you on that. I had really terrible sleep last night. I woke up like twice. I only had 6 hours sleep, and I woke up 2 or 3 times. I'm like, fucking hell, can a guy sleep? But Mama, I hope you get more sleep tonight. Are you streaming tonight? I think you are. You normally do on a Wednesday, don't you? A Blind Manifesto by the Hedonists. The book. The book. Always listen to your hungry stomach. It says with the big ugly letters on the first page. You should listen to this book and your stomach. This crazy old text. Same as always, this book begins with a tirade about property ownership. Oh, no, that's actually quite
About
bad.
a bit of fucking water.
Okay,
Get
Lepo, I
that
will
up
drink
here.
actual water. I will. Actual water. Depends on how I'm feeling. That's so valid. That's so valid, Mama. You know, I'd love to see you if you do stream. But you know better than everyone. It's IRL before you were all, Mama. And on the 5th page, you find a diagram showing how to ritualistically summon a demon. It's incorrect, however, on purpose, supposedly. The rest is a series of extreme essays on the topics of hedonism, rejection of statehood, free association, maximizing sensation, direct democracy, and reciprocal exchange. It paints up an image of an ideal world where all can live without strife simply through the cooperation and love of all things. Made illegal in many cities after its release in 466 AE, this rambling text has survived for one reason or another. It is the thing that makes you feel good. The text of truth. Look at the chapter on free love. You flip to page 52. You remember it well. It has pictures. Tiny scribblings, something akin to stick figures, positioning in various enwrapped unities. So it's like their Kama Sutra. Wrong on purpose. Interesting. A good thing to put in a way, I guess, yeah. You remember the words well. The guide on how to make ultimate sensations of the flesh. Kind of hot in a sad way. Put the book away. Open Memoirs of a Statesman by Nicholas Darrow. So Darrow, is this the same one that's the coin lord now, or is it like his father or something? But Darrow is a main political actor in this game. I think he technically runs, he's the coin lord. There's like 5 magistrates. They all do different, like they all have like an area, a portfolio of like city government they cover. The coin lord, if I remember correctly, governs like the finances, taxes, trade, that sort of thing. But weirdly, he seems to be involved in the investigation we're doing, which I don't know how crime fits that, but whatever. Open Memoirs of a Statesman. The first few pages are devoted to a rambling text about the history of governing, from ancient texts from various beasts of Jor, the gods of the divine era, to the several arcanist figures. Darrow then smoothly moves on to conflate their accomplishments with his own. So he's got an ego, right? Especially since he also includes an explanation of his lineage, that he is a direct firstborn grandson of Borgo Darrow, the first paladin of Earth. Borgo Darrow, the first paladin of Orth, founded the Orth Guard, as well as the illustrious Darrow bloodline, known for his bravery and inability to be damaged in battle, died of heart attack at the age of 40. Well, he had one too many monsters. His passing is used as an example of the importance of aging men to keep track of their cardiovascular diseases. Right, that's hitting home a little bit, right? You don't have to gag me like that. It's not so subtle. The many pages go on to describe the both practical but mostly theoretical methods of a statesman should use when dealing with the populace, the bureaucracy, and the ideologies of modern life. You haven't read this before. Luckily, you don't have time to do this now either. Generally, the book has a rather rough tone about democracy. A quote you've heard before from this book pops up towards the end. Those who believe in democracy have a wonderful view of folk, to think them capable of making rational and informed decisions, devoid of personal bias and emotional conduct. From what you remember, it caused quite the stir when it came out 2 years ago. You recall a rumor about Shield Lord Yarn having hated this book so much during its printing that he personally bought 200 copies only to burn them in his garden. Shield Lord. The magistrate handling industry, armories, city defenses, mining, and refining, as well as resource allocation. Currently held by Eirik Yarn in the North Wall District. It's probably not true. Probably. Alright, Divas, I gotta close this window because it's approaching 10 p.m. and I don't want to bother any neighbors or anything, so bear with me. Yeah, the artwork in this game, Lepo, is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Bear with me 1 second. Don't look at my ads. Out loud. We always look at Blake's ass. Well, you look at what you're looking at. Bones, Cindy. Those are bones. Not that I should talk, but Blake is literally a skeleton, and I love that for him. Crispy, we did have a jump scare twink on stream earlier. It was non-intentional. And it was really unfortunate because I was like, there won't be any twinks tonight. No twinks tonight. Literally closed a tab and there was a giant twink on my screen. It was so scary. Open the dark book of shadow. Now why I gotta be dark? By the Shadow Lord. You pick up the black covered tome. A faint tingle goes through your gloved hand. Thickened graphene. This is how they create the darkness on the cover. A memory lingers in this tome. If you open it, you shall recall. Let's open it. Despite its evil nature, the text is not dangerous. The pages show but a holy scripture of the Shadow Lord's lost religion. One of eternal servitude in the search for life and death. Actually, it's pronounced Zach. What are we talking about? However, you remember it well. This was the first book you ordered to study as punishment for your idiotic behaviors at the towers. You remember your first journey towards the esoteric. Let's try and recall it. It's only a 10. Oh, black, right. It's actually pronounced Zach. Right. Oh, we passed, yay! How liberating it was to know beyond any doubt how much greatness hid within your mind. Blurred faces, hushed whispers. Kimbo, hello. Thanks for checking in. May that corn bring you luck, fortune, or a secret third thing. Oh, Crispy's gone. Hold on, let me do this myself. Divas, go follow. Hold on, let me do a big one. I can do a big one. Hopefully don't fuck this up with the spelling. Divas, go follow Kimbo. If that heart is hollow, you know what to do. You know what to do. I don't have to say it. Do it. Kimbo, I hope you're doing well. A crowd of thoughtful peers, each snickering about your hand. A raised hand among a crowd of sheep. Patriarch. It's not just a religious text. They stare at you. It's a spell book. Those were the words. Oh, how they laughed. He asked you to prove yourself. So you did. I went up to the Patriarch. I took the Book of Shadow. Yes. Then I memorized Detect Alignment. That's a new spell we learned. Nice. You memorized it on the spot. Then you cast that ancient spell once used by the Death Knights of the Shadow Lord to subjugate and control the minds of his people. A spell that is, despite its first level, not learned by the most clerics until they grasp the intricacies of higher tier casting. Everyone was left stunned by your excellence. To not only master such a spell, but to do it in seconds instead of days. That moment, it was yours. From that moment, you marked your place at the towers as the greatest spellcaster, the greatest talent among them all. However, as always, the weak fear the strong. The moment also began your ostracization. You would never be among them, never have peers. None would see you in any way as a brother or a comrade. Divas, we have ads in 45 seconds. I'm so sorry if you're an ad getter. Please do not be influenced. Do not watch them. Fuck capitalism. Eat the rich, etc., etc. Maybe spend some time having a piss. I would be an obstacle. And you are. And you shall continue to be. Plus 30 XP. That's pretty good. Gasp for air. So we had a memory. That was cool. We uncovered a memory. That's nice. It's filled by the pages of that book. It's a good one despite its religious fervor. So we've learned a new spell as well. I need to look into that. As many say that Shadow Lord was as much an early arcanist as he was the greatest of the walking gods. Close the book. Was that all the... Hold on, where's my spells? Charm person as well. Detect alignment. So what does that do? From an instant, any creature of the types For an instant, any creature of the types aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead will be clearly indicated to you. Additionally, any behold check will reveal the creature's alignment in accordance to Jor's strings. The spell affects all creatures in the current area. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You love the illustrations? Yes. No, I love this game. The way that the art style is the strongest point in the game. The writing has been really, really good as well. I'm fascinated. I'm intrigued. I'm very obsessed with this game, to be honest with you. I spent literally the entire week thinking about playing it. Which is calling out your office. All the ads I'm getting are for food that are better than the Tiny Muffin. Well, yeah, somebody needs to call them out. Somebody needs to do it. I complained though. I did. I was like, y'all are taking the fucking piss. And that's my job. Something's at the bottom. Coins. Oh, we're robbing this man. Was that all that that was all the books? Yeah, we're done here. We read all the books. I stole his money. Now let's wake him up and ask him some questions. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Kick the lounge chairs crazy. Good forenoon, citizen. But it's actually not forenoon, it's actually afternoon, but whatever. Oh, he mutters and widens. I like his design. He's a halfling. It's the first halfling we found. He mutters and widens his bushy eyes. His confused gaze focuses on you. Life is pain. What? Terrible, terrible pain. Oh, he mutters and rubs his face. The wrinkles fold over one another like waves on a storied sea. Are you... He looks at you with a weary expression, then he rubs his nose and stiffs twice. Are you here for the invoice? His words come out in a typical Ford accent. What? The invoice? I don't have any invoice, not for you at least. You don't? Oh, hold on. I've already paid that invoice. You're here for something different. Yeah, I'm exploring random buildings and yours was unlocked. So you are a trespasser of benevolent intent? Curiosity is absolutely vital for keeping the old brain in motion, so I commend you, cleric. You like this guy. He's a bit like he's like a rabid dog, without the biting so far. I am Snore Appledent, he says, and bows his head in the chair. Scholar of Fordnip University, in dedicated service to the progress of AIS. AIS? Alignment Intent Studies. Alignment, an esoteric effect which brands each creature on the coast with one of 9 labels on 2 axes, lawful to chaotic and good to evil. It is debated exactly who or what determines the parameters within this effect. Spells like Detect Alignment are capable of parsing this effect. Primarily, my expertise lands on the topic of alignment, and many historical and contemporary applications. Some bullshit, I will tell you. Alignment, everyone's got one. Some spells can detect it, but you don't read too much into it. Alignment's just an internal thing and doesn't really have too much real world application. We read, we steal, we wake men up. Confused gaze. Exactly. Specifically, I run this office here for the experimental technique of psychoanalysis. What kind of magic is that? Not magic at all, although there have been some detect thoughts involved at some point in development. It's a form of mind healing, as they call it. I'll be one to call it support instead. It's essentially the idea that mental present is shaped by the mental past, and that through dialogue our unreleased unconscious ghosts can be vanquished. That's actually quite a nice way to talk about therapy and psychotherapy and like an exorcism of ghosts that haunt you. That's kind of cool. An exorcism? Almost. While the ghosts are metaphorical, it is really not that different from the expulsion of a necrotic possession. A Reedsian friend of mine once told me this joke, and I apologize if it's too vulgar for your taste, but he sputters out the words through a little chorus. Listen to the vulgar joke. Right. A cleric, an arcanist, and a rogue delve into the lair of a succubus. The fiend defeats all 3 men, throwing them in her dungeon, but she grows to fancy them, so she offers them a choice. For each man who can successfully satisfy her, she will let that man go. Otherwise... He speaks with a little fit of laughter in between. She ends them, so to say. Girl. Hectic. It seems to be putting into black and white boxes what the axes. You actually haven't heard this one. Ho ho ho. What a rambunctious tale. Do go on. So the three adventurers debate in which order to go. Eventually, the rogue and Arcanist decide the cleric should go first, as he's a virgin and will be least likely to increase her standards. Now. Sewell, hello. Sewell, thanks for checking in. I hope you're doing well. May that coin bring you luck, fortune, or a secret third thing. The cleric, being divine and so on, prays to his god and goes to the fiend's bedchambers. He comes out 10 minutes later, completely unharmed, and gives a thumbs up to his two friends, who of course feel both a great sense of relief. The Arcanist goes in next, confident and arrogant. If the cleric could do it, the fiend must be easy. Within minutes, his bones roll out of the bedchamber entrance, the man having been incinerated to hellish flames. The rogue is horrified, but realizes, obviously, the Arcanist overestimated his abilities, so he carefully enters the bedchamber, ready to put every ounce of effort into it. Less than a minute later, screams erupt from the bedchamber, and the rogue's lifeless corpse falls out of the entrance. The cleric prays for the souls of his comrades and gathers their remains for burial. The succubus steps out, smoking a cigarette. What a diva. What a diva. A cigarette after sex and killing two men. Diva. She tells the cleric, "My, your friends were truly terrible. They were just fumbling about down there. At least you managed to touch it a little." To which the cleric responds, "You are truly an awful creature, and I will pray for your presence to be exorcised from this plane of existence every day until I die." Then, before he walks away, the cleric also adds, "Oh, but I did heal that horrible wound you had between your legs. Hopefully that makes you feel less evil in the future." Sewell, that's so hectic. Sewell, thank you for the 20 stream streak. That's hectic. The halfling chortles loudly. My kind of humor, you might say. In short, you can view the succubus as an evil in the world which religious fervor would pray to repair. However, such reparation could often lead to the not so optimal path. He keeps on laughing. Or more simply, you could say it's a basic allegory for alignment itself. The cleric meant well for all intents, but his actions cost the lives of both his comrades. Is that evil or is it good? And so on. That's so hectic. Sewell, thank you so much for the 20. That's crazy. 20 streams? Come on. Either way, psychoanalysis. Yes, that's what we were talking about. This guy's kind of insane, and I love him. It's about your feelings, thoughts, memories, choices you've made, things that have happened to you. They can bog you down, so to say. And the goal in my clinical practice is to root that out in my patient's mind and help them aware of repressed negative baggage, if you will, so one can move forward more speedily. Sounds like removing a curse of the mind. In a metaphorical sense, yes. But it's not the only thing I work on here. I am currently exploring the dream of animus. Sounds interesting. It is. Beyond that, I also focus a lot on my own unverified theories. He slaps his knees and grins. The folk spirit, have you heard of it? No. Understandable, it's not yet published. The folk spirit is a working title for my new thesis. Most of it is, if you excuse my anurun. Fucking bullshit. I love that they, you know, like the phrase we have, excuse my French, they do that in this game as well, because the French man we met was an anuran. Anura, a fancy name for frog folk. They turned the French. They literally call the frog people. They make the frog people speak French. This game. 10 out of 10. Dreaming of enemas. Hello? Cool. Kimbo, are you dreaming of a coffee enema? What the helly? The French are frogs now? Fucking hell. This feels like a racist thing, but you know what? The French. You've heard it. You've heard they don't like those. You heard they don't like that term for some reason. No, I wonder why. For the effects, well, yes. But in short, it is about how each folk share a number of core communal archetypes or myths. I've traveled around the coast to collect many tales, writing down thousands of stories previously only passed down orally, all to see how well my theory holds up in the minds of so many folk. He clears his throat and leans back into his chair. Apologies, I'm ranting here. Let us put a stop to it. What do you want, cleric? We can ask him what love is. That's funny. There's a lot of things we can ask. What do you know about the tea shop? The one that exploded? Oh, horrific. He gestures wildly towards the rocky wall. Shit started shaking. It was as if the red rock of Tolstad itself was cracking, for half a second or so. So you were down here when it happened? Yes. I think I was asleep, but the sound woke me up. Did you go check it out? No. Someone told me later what it was like. I have work to do here. You hear anything about it? Rumors? You should not believe rumors, Cleric. But yes, I did hear some nasty stuff. Some people seem to think the owner did it himself since he's missing. Some others think the city did it since they printed a clear lie in the post. I've also heard people say the Asgalists were responsible since it was their hideout, or that the Freestriders did it for the same reason, blowing up an Asgalist opposition, and so on. It's all bullshit, of course. Don't believe the rumors. What do you think happened? He shrugs violently. I've got some other questions. Good. Can you give me some mind healing? Of course. I am, however, a bit swamped in work right now. I will get you booked a slot. I have time after the election. You should come visit. Okay, I'll do that. Great. I have not had a chance to hold a dialogue with a cleric before. It'll be interesting. Truth be told, I'm very overworked. I'm struggling with a certain topic. He makes a noise that might once have been a cough. What? I'm focusing on a specific idea of civics. The idea of two opposite faces of your ego, masculine and feminine. Right? Lepo thinks we're pissing. But I just can't seem to get past a certain hurdle, an obstacle. Explain. You see, there's a work called Book of the Mind. It, in my opinion, Cividix's masterpiece, in the figurative sense. Figurative? Indeed. No, I'm asking what does that mean, a figurative masterpiece? I'm saying it's a masterpiece in the sense of the common tongue, as opposed to a masterpiece in the literal sense, being a work to finish a master's scholarship. Anyway, there's a rare edition of the book which contains a rumored so-called final foreword from Cividix himself. In this foreword, he apparently reveals a revelation about his categorization of the psyche, specifically on the topic of gender. We can analyze gender in this game? This game is so crazy. What is the second and first thing to the left? These are my spell slots. These are my spell slots. I have 4 level 1 spell slots, and I have a level 2 spell slot, although I don't have a level 2 spell yet. I can like cure wounds, I can cast Shield of Faith. I haven't readied the other ones up, but we can charm people, we can check alignment. Yeah, so these are the spells, and these are the ones I've prepared, but I haven't prepared the others yet because we haven't found a shrine yet. Well, we did, but we haven't found a second shrine yet. But yes, that's spell slots. Yes. And this is our XP bar up here. The Eldritch, truly Eldritch knowledge. Gender, yeah, that is Eldritch knowledge. Might be nothing, but it would be highly interesting to get my grubby hands on it. He leans in and whispers, and more importantly, it would bring me great pleasure to know how much Cividix would be spinning in whatever Thasian mass grave he's been buried in if he knew a halfling like myself was pioneering in his footsteps. He wasn't a fan. Like most humans of his era, he was very, let's say, humanity first. Snur leans back into his chair. The final 6th edition of the book, it was only printed in 10 copies. The publisher then hiked up the price in order to sell it to collectors. Those collectors may have spent the last 3 decades using these copies as a form of investment, making sure to keep the content of that forward a tightly guarded secret. If it's about gender, then it's better to keep it a secret. That's hectic. I'm not doing that. How terrible. A scholar's word should be freely available. Nothing is ever free, even if it is free. So what, you want me to find this rare book? He nods. I drank a bit too much the other night, and in my desperation I paid a diviner to cast Locate Object for me. It didn't expect anything, and is very expensive. However, she actually found it. A copy of a 6th edition Book of the Mind is here, very close to Waterlane View. And she even told me about the exact direction. He points to the floor, about 40 meters straight down. In the city below? Yes, exactly. And you trust this diviner? Well, truth might be a strong word. Trust might be a strong word, but she was connected to the Freestriders, and while they are ruthless capitalists, they would not keep a scam artist around. I wonder if there is like in the building near us, there's a Freestrider like there's a Freestrider compound, and it's blocked by a griffin. So I wonder if that's part of this, or if they did, it would be very funny, of course. What was the name of the diviner? Lisa, I believe. He sniffs. That's my mother's name, by the way. She used to have a hut on the top of the Freestrider building. It wandered away, I think. Wandered? He makes little walking motions with his fingers. Lore drop, there you go. Yeah, a little bit of Knave lore. Skadoodled, as they say. Very strange. An esoteric house? She seemed kind. I hope she stops working for those fucking parasites. What, the capitalists? Yes. Sure, why not? Delve into the dangerous tunnels below and get me that book. Don't get yourself killed, and in exchange I will... Well, what the fuck kind of reward do you want? I don't know, do you have a magic item or something? He shrugs. I have books in droves. You know what? He says and snaps his fingers. The book itself, it's expensive and probably magical in some sense. Give me the book, let me take a look at the forward, and you can keep the book afterwards. That's still a quest, right? I love quests. I'm not an expert in what kind of weird shit is down there, but the city below is dangerous, so don't go wandering blindly. Good luck, cleric. So we have a lot more dialogue to do. Well applied in this game too. Yes. Esoteric is such an interesting word. Yeah, and they use it as the name of the magic system in the game. Like in this world. Esoteric is the type of magic. A mom named Lisa. It happens. It exists many times for many people. I want to inquire about this folk spirit. Imagine, if you will, the origin of our stories. All stories? Yes, all of them. As sentient folk, we clearly have the base ability to come up with some random ideas and turn them into emotionally resonant tales. Tales that explore the condition of life itself and make us feel many things. But an interesting thing happened if one were to study... The interesting thing happens if one were to study the core parts of these stories. That even if we look at the stories crafted in entirely different bands, separate isolated tribes, or even in worlds outside of Jor itself, there's overlap. Stay quiet. Humans who live in a remote mountaintop of Yim have the same repeated tropes in their foundational myths as humans in reeds. Same for halflings. The Stormbloods of Kargramesh have the same variation as my people in Fortnum, despite being separated in esoteric evolution by at least 10 millennia. It's as if every folk is haunted by a spirit, like an unconscious collective dream of concepts and ideas that follow us. Have you seen this man in your dreams? Even when these separate folks originate from entirely different worlds, can you imagine? Two folk arrive through two separate gates of Jor. They are alien to one another, culturally, spiritually, biologically, yet they share the same core myths. That's what I'm studying. Don't let him rant anymore, please. That's very interesting, isn't it? Most importantly, it's provable. How is it provable? Reproducibility analysis. Cultures and folks who have no contact with one another, even originating from different worlds, both have the same core myths, narrative traits, archetypes, repeated tropes. It's the same method used when uncovering ancient dead languages, using common denominators to narrow down similarities and differences. He adjusts his mustache. Now, there hasn't been that much reproducibility yet from my peers. I'm still working on getting other scholars in on the topic. I think I understand. Let's move on. It's such a good word, Sparks. My friend and I took the ABO verse test, and apparently I'm soft alpha. Mama, you're saying things to me that I have no idea what you mean. Is it like testing whether you're Dom or something? What's going on? Like a soft top? Have you seen this man? I don't know this man. I could be passing him in the street. I wouldn't know a thing. I love Kiki Palmer. The only soft top I want right now is ice cream cone. Yeah, I could use one as well. This man isn't gay enough to know about ABO verse. No, clearly not. Clearly not. I think you got something cool cooking here. Oh, do you? He gives you a quick nod. I would not spend my old age here if I did not agree to, in some deep sense. He sniffs. Thank you for listening to my rant, cleric. So you're an expert in alignment, huh? Somewhat. I wrote my masterpiece on this subject. That should account for somewhat of an understanding on the subject, but not enough. Never enough. He sniffs. Can you change your alignment? Well, of course. Any creature is capable of leaning in on the axis, depending on their day-to-day actions. So devils are just lazy then? He scratches his cheek. A bit more complicated than that. Look, like all things, it's messy. Let's just say you're lawful evil. I am not. Sure, but for the sake of argument, let's hypothetically assume you are. Okay. You find that being labeled as evil is bad for your business or your work prospects, one might. So you choose to donate a large sum of money to charity that will inevitably help thousands. You might even have you might even save some lives with those spent coins. I'm such a good guy. Of course, in this case, you performed an objectively good, selfless action for evil, selfish reasons. So what happens next? Nothing. But I did a good thing. You remain lawful evil. But let's change the parameters. Instead, you are a lawful evil man who genuinely wishes to repent to pay for the many evil things you've done in your life before. If this man performs a selfless action with the intention of selflessness, then all of the sudden, it will begin a shift in his alignment. Intentions is all that matters? Yes. This effect has obviously been studied for centuries. It's aptly named the Alignment Intent Studies, AIS. I personally received my scholarship through studying delusional intent. I love being delusional. We gathered a large amount of very mentally unwell people, mostly from local prisons and post-war reads, who truly believed in a very different worldview than most others. For example, this one man was certain that he had to kill his fellow man, or the world would end. 1 murder a week. An extreme delusion. However, any detection spell showed him to be neutral good, as he felt terrible about all the murders he had committed. He was not selfish. In fact, he was more selfless than most, willing to perform acts that horrified him in order to save us all. The objective outcome of his actions mattered not, no more than the outcome of the actions of a person under a charm spell. Interesting. Save your sanity. I was subjected to ABO verse by Archive of Our Own. Well, raise your hands. Well, mentally ill people, raise your hands. So you can will yourself into changing your alignment? In theory, yes. So what if you're not smart enough to understand your actions? That is what we call the sentience line. It's not exact. Animals, for example, are true neutral by default, and any that is not a pure beast, but rather affected by esoteric forces on some level. That's the theory, at least. But imagine a man who loses enough of his mental faculties to be considered a beast, no longer living in the world of good or evil. Let's just say it was chaotic good beforehand. What happens to his alignment? Does he suddenly become true? Does he suddenly turn true neutral? Is he stuck at chaotic good, or does he somehow slide towards true neutral? Because that's another thing. There is no known way to perform a neutral action. All actions are either on some level of selfish, selfless, lawful, or chaotic, on a wide spectrum. But you can never just move towards center. It's not allowed. How do you end up with your alignment to begin with? Are you born with it? No. All creatures are born true neutral, and all reported metrics show babies are unable to perform alignment shifts until the age of about 3 to 7, depending on the folk. But interestingly enough, it's shown that most people will only perform 1 or 2 alignment shifts in their entire lifetime. He scratches his cheek and sniffs a couple of times. Which cheek? During adolescence. After that, less than 1/10 of folk will ever shift again. That is fairly substantially verified data as well. So essentially, despite having free will, folk will always lean towards the natural behavior over time. So we're slaves to our natures? On broad scales, when looking at data, yes. But it was Civitics who wrote, "There is no honor in branding a naturally selfless man as good. There is all honor in a selfish monster receiving that same title." Remember that. I've made my decision. Move on. I'm sorry. I want to be chaotic good. That's not how it works, cleric. You'd have to be incredibly deluded, and I mean an absolute living in your own world, mentally unstable, in order to simply decide what your alignment were and actually get an outcome from it. But hey, I suppose it can't hurt. Good luck being... Sorry, what did you choose? I was, yes? Makes more sense to focus on yourself without being constricted by the rules. Chaotic, then. Perhaps chaotic evil? Maybe don't say that out loud, though. Lawful evil. Structure, with you on top, obviously. Not us topping. You're not going to like it, but the goal is to end up on top, right? Win every conversation, and you're not really moving along the axis of law, so you're natural evil. Though, seriously, whatever you do, do not tell that to the halfling. I am chaotic good. Right, good. And a little unorderly. I like it. He nods. Good luck with that, cleric. That's all about alignment for now. How does death and resurrection work with all this stuff? What do you mean exactly? Can death change your nature? A frown spreads across his face. Necromancers in old arcane era traditions did much study on the topic, and yes, death and subsequent resurrection can function as a reset for the mind, which I think is what's happening to our character, because we started the game waking up from being dead, and then the fishman or the merman told us we were resurrected, presumably by a necromancer. We don't know why or for what reason. Somebody killed us, and someone else raised us. resurrected us. So that's quite interesting. So I do one, and we lost all of our memories, or most of our memories, which serves a narrative function for the game, because obviously we're role playing, so we get to choose who we are. Like, you start the game getting to choose your background, you start the game getting to choose your attributes, and obviously during the game you make choices. It's the character you want it to be, so it fulfills like a narrative function for the game as well. But I think it's quite interesting that they do it. But I do think this is a really interesting thing we can ask him about it, because it kind of gives a in-lore reason why our character seemingly, because we're a cop, we're a cop that works for the state, but I'm not playing as a cop. I'm not playing as like somebody who's advancing the interests of the state, so which is quite interesting. And so this is like a lore reason for the change in our alignment. And yes, death and subsequent resurrection can function as a reset for the mind in a way. It's very yeah, this is very Disco Elysium Lepo. I love it. I do love it. ACAB, until I die, Sparks, until I die. Hi, Druid. Hello, hello. Happy hump day. I hope you're doing well. How was life? But arguably no less than any other severe trauma. The data is hard to trust, however, so I will not say it for sure. There's much study to do on the topic, and I'm no expert. Is there a soul? The fuck do I know? I love that he's just like, it's so real. The fuck do I know? Ghosts exist, of course, as do wraiths and other foul undead spirit things. And there is much arcanist data on such things, like if a person is resurrected, their ghost ceases to be. That implies the ghost is the soul, right? But Speak with the Dead does not. In fact, a ghost is technically able to ask questions to its own corpse. Very surreal. Which implies the soul also leaves a conscious remnant of itself, which is able to be animated through magic. And if a person is resurrected, even after a very long period of time, they will have no memory of their time as a free soul. Exactly like us. Thus, there is evidence that the soul is not so much your personhood, that shit is all up in the brain from what we can see, but rather it's just some type of divine spark, like a power source, that wants to be one with the universe or your god. The Lich is specifically a creature who consumes these so-called souls for their own gain, which is not very common. Destruction of that magical spark is of course a horrid crime of metaphysical levels, since resurrection, rebirth, or unity with one's god is impossible at that point. But then again, back in the day, it used to be common for mortals to sell their souls to various devils and apparitions. Seems complicated. It is. In one spontaneous, oh my god, we're gonna try again. In one spontaneously, I said that wrong, but we're moving on. Resurrect themselves? I've not heard of such things, but why not?
Quispycaker said, TDS spontaneously.
Spontaneously. Thank you, Quispy. Thank you. I'm home and I'm listening while I nap. Quispy, I love you. I'm glad that you're home. Get some good nap in. Thank you, thank you. He really is a scholar because he admits when he doesn't know I'm saying. I adore you, Druid. I've been so locked into this combo. This has been a really interesting one. I love this little guy. It's very fascinating, yeah. This game is, I feel going to be very special for me. Very special. Mateo, hello. It's good to see you. How are you doing, King? Hold on, let me give you a shout out. How's life? How are things? It's so good to see you. Why not? I got some other questions. Why don't you use magic in your mind healing? It does not work. Not the greatest arcanist could invent a spell capable of fixing mental unwellness. If you happen to find a cure mind spell, you would be making a fucking fortune casting it on rich people around the coast. Although just the thought of such magic gives me a sort of ontological nightmare. What does it mean to have a cured mind? Did Jor or some other outside god at some point decide what constitutes a wound of the mind, in the same way suffering is used to heal wounds of the physical? Pain equals negativity. That is universal. Universal indicator of the negative. Yes, yes. When you heal a person, magic itself targets the source of pain as a sort of bullseye for reverting any harm, no matter the source or specific biology of the person. But what if one suffers from night terrors caused by some horrors of the past? Should a mind heal spell remove your ability to have night terrors, or should it remove the traumatic source from your memory, or simply lessen your mental ability of neuroticism? Could the latter... Manti, good morning. Good morning, Manti. I'd take a fixed brain. Well, I don't know that I would. Like, obviously I don't like being depressed. I don't like being anxious, but I don't know. I manage a lot better these days than I used to in the past. This is lore we don't need, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Let's not. I bet maybe best not to get into it. But anyways, could the latter lead to a society without neurotic people? Would that just dampen other fears? What would Jor consider to be a good level of negative thoughts? It sends my mind spinning. The world inside each mind needs to be diverse with both good and ill. Yeah, I agree. The most neurotic people might be somewhat tortured, yes, but they are also some of our greatest thinkers and philosophers, perhaps even partially due to that internal pain. The halfling leans back in his chair. No, the mind requires another method, one I and many others are attempting to untangle. We will see if any of us are even remotely successful in this brain bullshit. Manti, good morning. I hope you slept well, King. I adore you. I saw you were on some Rivals Grind earlier. Well, I say earlier, but you know, yesterday for you. But yes, where did you? No, we know. What is love? We can ask him what is love. Love? He lets out a frustrated groan. Pure calamity, deadly and destructive. Its nature is just perverted and foul because it is a complete surrender without idealization. To love is to accept without proof or demands or conditions this complete surrender to another. Ridiculously risky. This guy's more fucked up than you are. Do you know a lot about love? Sure I do. My wife would certainly attest to it, despite my horrid nature. And the familial love is close to my heart as well. My two boys are my most prized works. You have a wife and kids? Yes, but nothing we need to talk about. Private life is private and so on, he says with a laugh. Ah, this scholar's got one hell of a messed up family then. Don't push it. He won't talk, nor is it interesting. But it's worth it, right? Worth it? He slaps his knees. Then he takes a breath. Love is a completely unpredictable and dangerous encounter, and I have yet to meet a sentient folk which is not afflicted by it. And interestingly enough, I see no difference. It is universal. Elf love, halfling love, devil love, boy love, girl love. Elf, scary, primal overlords of the forest, rare in Norvik, but they also got hidden roots all over Ascon. True love is always irrational. It is finding the perfect inside of the imperfect and falling entirely into it, swallowed by it. Some folk might act it out in different ways depending on their communal nature or biological urges, but if you are one of the few who do not need it, good, be happy. If you are not, then good luck, and may the gods bless your soul. Let's ask him who he's voting for. I love asking people I just meet, who do you vote for? Blepo, don't worry, we're on it. Jesse, thanks for pissing. How are you doing? Can Ahmad shout out Jesse, please? Thank you. Not Manti though, because he just woke up. Giz, get to work. I'm just kidding. Yes, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. I'll do it. Is this a video game or a whole ass book? Basically both. Basically both. Thank you, Manti. But you close your eyes. I adore you, Manti. I'm sorry that you have to wake up. But Friday, no, is it Friday? Thursday. I know what day. Guys, I started stream saying happy Tuesday, and then I finally realized, okay, yes, Wednesday, and now I'm saying it's Thursday. Girl, the heat is killing me. So Blake, no Blake, so I cannot say that. Well, guys, I don't know. All I know is follow Jesse. Whatever. Manti, don't watch the most recent clip of the channel. Gun to your head, who did you vote for? Yes, that's what I want to know. I'm a filthy Asgalist. Me too, mama. Good choice. It's an acceptable choice. The green banner is flown in a strange context here in this Republican wet dream of ours. Asgalism is supposed to be about abolishing the entire structure of hierarchy. That history is driven by economic struggles, specifically the clash between classes. Asgal's end goal is classless, stateless society where everyone's equal, but looking at the Norvikians Asgalists, it's clear to me that they long ago let this goal slip past. Look at them. They're shaking hands with the establishment, trying to find a peaceful solution, they say. You want a violent revolution? He frowns. Look, the hairy halfling mutters. Genuine change, true change needs a truly revolutionary break with the existing order. There is no doubt about that. Incremental reforms, small changes within the capitalist system will always fail to address its fundamental contradictions and injustices. My time in Reeds made that clear to me. But always be wary of simplistic utopian visions. It's a path covered by corpses that lead to blind idealism. So I will vote for the social democratic compromise. This handshake with capital. I like this guy. That's so funny. Time is made up. Well, yes, it is. It's all an illusion. 20. Mateo, thank you for the 5-stream streak. Thank you. And Jesse, thanks for checking in. May this coin bring you luck, fortune, or a secret third thing. a compromise is good enough for now. You'd think I agreed, part of me does. You keep aligning yourself as an Asgalist, 20 XP gained, but I do truly hate this idea of tipping the hat to those truly fascist regimes. And yes, even the revolutionary free striders are fascist in a deep sense. Well, yes, because they're capitalist. How do you think they got their start? Through the coin of those who profited in the great suffering of Old Dimenor, in the Coast War, in grinding the flesh of humanity. Old Dimenor, today it's called Reeds. They changed the name because, well, the entire band was pretty fucked up after the Coast War. Free striderism is filthy opportunism, not republicanism. They are just arcanist regimes with a painted mask and a slightly less horrific esoterical power in hand. Slightly. Yeah, free striders are truly terrifying. Agreed. With a deep groan, he starts rubbing his hairy face. Workers unite in unitization and guild power. It's all well and good until it gets too loud. Make a bit too much noise and the true powers quickly and effectively drop this illusionary mask facade. The esoteric spell that tricks us into thinking they care, or that they're in any way Folkarian. Hey, so what about you, Cleric? You're voting Asgalist, I presume? Yes, they have my vote. Terrible to hear, but why not, right? He sniffs. Now, for something else before I start ranting about the suffragette movement. No, please, I really, really want to know what you think about the suffragettes. The halfling wags a finger at you. I won't be baited. No. Mateo, no, get left on. But Mateo, I hope you're having a wonderful week. How's your week going? How's everyone doing? You're a brave man, Cleric. Thanks. Wink at him. Stop doing that. He can't even see it. What? When the first talks of the election began, it was late Arcane era, about 30 years ago. In those early days, the suffragettes were mostly dwarven women, and they had the backing of a few hardcore universal Asgalist sects that had remained since the Great Project concluded. The Great Project was a period of 12 years where massive dwarfs immigrated to the newly reconquered and refounded Norvik to be employed in the construction of the city. But when Urth died, and talks of an election grew loud, the dwarven women had a hard time getting through, both because of the less progressive Asgalists and of course the traditional cultural practices of the Urth folk. So the movement didn't kick into gear properly until, well, of course, human women decided to join. I like those. He nods. Statistically probable, yes. Mind you, this was after almost 2 decades of dwarven women pushing for universal suffrage. Thank you for the follow. We do keep them anonymous just to respect lurkers, but I see you. Thank you, and welcome to Piss Nation, baby. If you're lurking, feel free to keep lurking. This week's good hype. I'm so excited for RE9. That's gonna be Friday. I'm so hyped for it. I'm so hyped. There's so many games I want to play though. Within just a few years, with the voice of angry rich women yelling and writing and protesting, the palace patriarchy gave in. That's the history lesson, and here's the part I'm fucking furious over. What? Those rich human women? Do you know what happened to them? He waves his hand. I'll tell you, many of them are today fascists. Can you imagine? They run an incredible campaign in order to get the right to vote, to break their chains of oppression, piss off the tyrannical men, smash the patriarchy, and so on, all to throw their lot in with that very same traditionalist ideology. An ideology that clearly wants to, well, of course, also just not have any voting going on at all, but specifically not allow women to vote. That's ridiculous. Why would they do that? I asked the same.
Hey, listen.
Sif. I like women in general. I hear that about you, Sparks. It's true. Jennifer Coolidge voice. Hi, Polly. How you doing, King? How's your day going? I saw you play. You were playing Rivals earlier. I want to say. How are you doing? What are you doing? Did you switch to Dying Light? I swear to God, I saw Rivals, but I might be making this up. Polly, I feel I make up everything you do. The show plays in my head and I make it up. The game hits close. I love this game. Yeah. I was on Dying Light Zombies. I like that. Kelly, I'm so sorry that I didn't know you were Portuguese. I knew you lived in France and I just assumed you were French, which is a bad assumption. But I wish I knew you were Portuguese, but hello. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're not burning up in the heat or melting. Rivals is going into the blender. Oh dear. I'll watch it with you. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Part of me thinks it has to do with some type of opportunism. These are women whose time in the spotlight ended once they won the right to vote. Suddenly their entire platform of activism disappeared overnight. But even still, why nationalists? Perhaps there is some, if you don't mind me speculating wildly, some some type of perverse psychosexual thing at play here? Or it's simply a question of class? It probably is. Yeah, probably. They're mostly a group of rich people, and that would logically supersede their identity as women. Class before every other identity, it's true. If the rich human position in society is threatened, they have more to lose as rich than as a woman. It's a complex topic, and I don't have fucking time to think about it, even though I want to desperately figure it out. But that is just something I'm fascinated by, you know? The halfling rants about things he's trying to understand. He's able to capture an audience that way, clearly. Anyway. We can ask him a few more things, and then we get to move on. Thank you for the lurk, Flintlock. I appreciate you. You never mentioned it. Well, that's fair. But I got the lore drop last night when we raided into Philip. I got the lore drop. But I hope you're doing well, Kelly. It's good to see you. You're a halfling, right? Give me your thoughts on the clanland ordeal. Ordeal? He scratches his nose and looks up into the air. My homeland is a shell of broken people. The clans and my kin, especially those stuck under the occupation across the Golden Line, they are being systematically destroyed step by step as the Horde marches into Ashkanai land. I read about that. The Golden Horde claimed as a part of Askan. A big chunk, yes. They put up their esoteric wall. The clanlands deal this armistice was seen by many as practical solution, since only 2 clans were left to be enslaved and integrated as Horde tributaries. Clanlands, a term for the unified halfling states in western Askan. The official name is the Fordnip Commonwealth, although many avoid this term as to not annoy envoys of the Golden Horde. The Golden Horde are remnants of a celestial empire of Divini Torum, led by a horrifying choir, a hyper-intelligent light being. They spread fear through their lands as well as parts of western Askanai. The Divini Torum, one of 8 bands across the coast, is an askew plain, a slope growing into the sacred wasteland, home of the Celestials, the Birdfolk, originally halflings, as well as the scars of the divine warfare. He slams his hand at the side of the chair. It is a band-aid. Celestials view time as in centuries, while we see in decades at best. Thus, they can take one piece at a time with generational acceptance in between. It is the most clean method of genocide, one of radiant ghosts and insidious toxic love. Oh, that's interesting. The lore drop here. If you want to know everything, I'm actually Swiss Portuguese, but I lived all my life in France, so it's easier to say I'm French most of the time. That's so valid. Also, identity is complicated. It is. That's cool, Callie. I like that. A true European. A modern European. What will happen to them? Tomorrow? Nothing. In a decade? Not much. Ordnip will still stand by the time I die, in 30 or 40 years, but by the end of this new era, my homeland will surely be eradicated. That is my estimation. Did you live in the Clanlands? When the Golden Line was drawn? Yes. It was not that interesting, but I was on that western side when it happened. There wasn't enough food to go around, so I pulled some strings to smuggle myself east. It's a whole story. I can't say much. Pull some strings he doesn't mean that in like the way that we mean that. Strings is like a magical thing in this game. When we were falling down the ladder earlier, we pulled some strings to bend reality so we didn't fall. I can't say much more. My clan, the Appeldants, all live in Tipbury, so it's not some big personal tragedy on my part. It's more of a folkish destruction, a grander trauma, something generational. Even if I was there to witness it, I imagine you would feel something similar about the Coast War. That's actually extremely interesting. You could write a book on that. I have. Can't get it published though. No one wants to deal with the legal threats from the Horde. That's terrible. Isn't there resistance in Fordnip? Well, of course, it's a whole damn mess. Ignoring the actual guerrilla resistance west of the line, there has been a massive rally around an anti-celestial sentiment in the east. They have attempted sanctions with Norvik, VK, and even Ilum backing. Ilum, an ancient elven empire, now a shell of its former self, once ruled by Ilum the Mender, a walking god who signed a treaty with Urth. The great woodsland stands at the border between Askan and Reeds. The Mender, a common way to refer to Ilum the Mender, the goddess who established the Ilium Empire. She was kind of a big deal before she died last century. There's even been coast-spanning outreach all the way to Kagramesh to build some type of coast-spanning halfling coalition. Nothing works. The Horde has a finger in almost every trade port. They own land and hold strong ties with every regime. Even Norvik has not officially backed their neighbors. Without Orth and with Lady Fair not so existing, they are, as the kids say, steamed. The kids do not say that. As you can imagine, the halfling population of the hills are not too happy about this, but what can they do? The hills, one of the 3 unofficial districts in Norvik, basically a halfling district, covered the hills. Get it? On the western side of the river. An Asgol victory might change things, but the Free Striders are in the Celestial Pockets, as are the Patriarchs. So yes, there is resistance, but as of yet, there is no practical way of this, out of this frog being boiled, I'm afraid. Yes, Polly, it is very much like that, and it's very heavily political, just like Disco as well. It's very fascinating. I'm really interested in, I mean, that's sort of what that drew me to the game when I saw that it was announced earlier this year. It was really interesting to see the art style, of course, but the parallels to Disco, and I was hoping there would be some sort of political intrigue, and there definitely is. I mean, as this is all happening, this city's doing its first election, and there are a lot of competing political powers, and they seem to have done pretty decent research, like Disco did, to give a representation of genuine real world political ideologies, which is really fascinating. But I'm loving it. Yeah, it's very much like Disco. Disco meets D&D. I'm Hylian with some Cherokee on my mom's side. Oh, okay. When someone tells you to read a book and you go and play this game, it kind of feels like those solo RPG books. It does, Sewell, doesn't it? It really does. I've never tried these solo RPG books, but I've seen some cool journal RPG books and many other creative things where you write something and that influences a story. I've never really played anything like this aside from Disco, but I'm intrigued by it. It's fascinating, and I'm gonna take so long with this game because I'm trying to exhaust everything because I'm trying to like learn the most about the world. But I'm enjoying it. Why do they want the clan land so badly? He waves his hand. It's a basic resource conflict. Oh, Amber, you know, Electrum. I've heard that the Fordnip has a bunch of mining operations. A big fucking understatement. The Commonwealth is the only reliable source of amber for the many esoteric use cases. Spell storing, item crafting, consecration, esoteric attunement. It's extremely useful. It's an extremely useful material, a powerful one. So it really is no wonder that the Horde wants to expand their golden line. If Norvik was more reliant on amber as a resource, I'm sure they too would covet those hills. But trading with the halflings does not seem so different from trading with the Horde, at least not today. Are the Celestials influential in Norvik? Yes. They have a lot of soft power in trade mostly. The Horde ambassador is known to fling their contracts around like a devil in disguise, mostly to stop halfling-owned corporations from operating without major hassle. Any halfling would tell you the same. They luckily don't care for tiny clinics like my own, but he sniffs. They will not stop in the material realm. They will go into the psychic as well. What? The Golden Horde, their annexation of land is just the final step. Before that comes the many little crushings of thought and dreams in a tyranny of pure ideology. They shape perceptions to maintain control. That's fascinating. I know what Hylian is. I know Hylian is from Zelda. I know you're being tongue-in-cheek there. Sorry. I love the media approach you have for the subject matter. Yeah, it's fascinating. I'm like loving it. This game looks, yes. I wonder how they avoided a lawsuit. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of imitations to Disco though. Not many of them good from what I've heard. Yeah. I have some personal questions for you. And nothing too interesting there, he says and sniffs. I see no reason why you'd investigate an old halfling with nothing good to grant into the world. You seem interesting enough. Kind of you, but you're wrong. My work is the only thing that is interesting, I assure you. Fine, keep your secrets, old man. Okay, that's all for now. Let's leave him be. But that was really fascinating. I really liked him as a character. I wonder if we'll be able to use this, oh, we've spoke to him for hours, fuck. Hours in game. I wonder if we'll be able to keep talking to him or use the sending zone to talk to him. Where else are we? I'm lost now. Did we go around this way? I think we just came up those stairs. What's this? Deep groaning, the bell of water lane. How do I get up here? Yeah, I think I gotta go back down. Did you? No, I haven't. Interesting for you to have noticed. I have not finished. Ocarina of Time. Maybe one day I will. Who can say? I don't know. I go where the vibes take me, and the vibes just weren't taking me there anymore. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. How do I get down? I thought I could go down this way, but evidently not. Oh. I don't know. Let's go over here. I want to find the Goblin Chief. We're supposed to be doing that's our objective. Long tunnel to Pillar Crossing. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Pillar Crossing, Lower Tolstad. Here's a diva. Freitas. We have to do strength check to that. We're not gonna get any of this. Is there a map in this game? Maybe. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Yeah, there is actually. I do know, sort of like. I saw one. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know. I remember seeing one at some point. I don't know. Who can say? I have to pass a strength check to get information about her, but I don't think it's going to be able. I'm going to be able to, because my strength is 7 minus 2, I think. So it's going to be dire. Well, we got effectively 0. I literally learned nothing. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, I can try again. Oh, you get to try again the next day, right? Okay, we can talk to her though. The girl looks across the chasm. A noblewoman? That's a pretty expensive dress. What's she doing down here? Clear your throat loudly. She slowly turns her head towards you. What? Where are we? No, go away. Oh, rude. Cool. You're very rude. Sure, now go away. Who are you voting for? I want to ask you some personal questions, but I have a feeling you won't respond in any meaningful way. Smart. Can you go now? What do you know about the tea shop, mysterious woman? She rolls her eyes. It exploded. Everyone keeps saying that. Duh. I get the feeling you don't want to talk about it. Don't have anything to say. Who are you voting for in this election? Don't care for it. The election? It doesn't matter. And I wouldn't tell you if it did. I'll throw my lot for the Asgalis. They're cool. Oh, okay. I don't care. She's a hard nut to crack, this one. We'll leave it for now. We'll try again tomorrow. Who did you vote for? I love going around asking people. Who are you voting for? Who do you plan to vote for? Jess, hello. Hello. How are you doing, Diva? How was stream? I love that you're playing Alien Oh, that's the wrong one. I love that you're playing Alien Isolation. It's one of my all-time favorite games. This is the first game I ever beat on stream, to be honest with you. I hope you're enjoying it. It's really scary. Yeah, it's because I keep committing to the same ideology, so I get, like, exponentially more XP for it. If she's in England and asking that to random shopkeepers, well, yeah, I'd be scared of the answer, to be honest with you. I've never played the DLC, though, I will say. Dormitory out of commission. Right. What's this? Look it back here. The depths of Tolstad. An almost intact and endlessly rising pillar, the centerpiece of Norvik. Oh, we touched that pillar. Touch the wondrous pillar. The whispers get louder. It says something to you, something weird. No, wait. It's a conversation, one you don't take part in. I guess you can try to join in. Let's try. Let's try and pass this charisma check. We have advantage because we meditated on it. Succeed. Now let's listen to this conversation. Speak. Hello? The pillar vibrates. Hello? The whisper lies inside of you or something. It says, he is here. Who is here? It says divinity. It says death. It says Necrat. What? The voice ends. The hand on the pillar your hand is repelled from the surface. Ouch, step back. Weird. You understand plainly there's more to this pillar that you need to investigate. In time and further below. Interesting. This pillar is fascinating. That's Mother right there. Well, yes, Jesse, yes. Oh, a goblin. We get to talk to our first goblin. A tired-looking goblin. He blocks the way forth. Halfway property, move along. Oh, we don't actually get to talk to him. Right. Well, fuck me then. Drunk Sphinx opens at 6. We haven't. Oh, so I know where we are now, but we're not at the. We can't go to the Drunk Sphinx yet. Although we do have to go there to investigate a quest. Path up to Tolstad. Well, I don't want that. Or maybe I do. Okay. Oh, there's more goblins. I love the gobos. And oh, an imp, or some sort of. Oh, there's the diva that. The orc that I fumbled. Although she's a liberal and a capitalist. So, who's this baddie? Braxo Pencil Wing. Let's behold a strength check. Fuck. Fuck me. The giggle killed me. It's good that you fumbled her. Yes. Can you be communist in this game? Yes, and I am. Yeah. You raise your head towards the sky. Above you sits a tiny red creature. His wings flutter faintly in the wind. The fiend throws a quick glance your way. He's annoyed. Staring at a piece of paper, he does not acknowledge your presence. What you reading? A sigh escapes in the fiend's maw. He slowly puts down the paper. I like funny pictures. They're the best part. I believe the fiend is being sarcastic. I don't read too much unless it's political. At least you're reading something. Wait, he says, leaning in to get a good look at you. Uthgard? A cleric? Hell's you doing here? You can go wherever you want. Fuck off. Divine mission, the usual. Very well, I won't get in your way. I, for one, am very happy for your presence. This place has gone downhill since the city let the goblins and free striders run amok. Oh no, the devil's a kiss ass. We need some damn order in this place. I love his little glasses. He's kind of giving F word. Sorry, I'm sorry to this little demon. I'm really sorry to this little demon. I think he might be the tote bag. Yeah, I know what you are. So if you need any legal advice, just let me know. He gives you a tiny sharp smirk. You should be aware of the fact that this is literally a devil. Be careful, devilish advice can bite you real quick. You can hear out any advice, just don't listen to it blindly. Are you a barrister? A tiny barrister? No, I have no legal position within the city. I'm just fairly knowledgeable in the magistrate's code. So he works with city law. Ask him for details. He shows you a Fulgrin. So what kind of work do you do? If you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life, he says and smirks. So what do you do? Me? I do scribe in most days. Got some connections with the palace, and believe me, whew, that's got me through some tough times. See, whenever some rich asshole needs a legal draft in a hurry, who do they send for? This guy with wings, that's who. Work is work, although you'd prefer something more exciting. Always on call, huh? For sure, I get around quick. What do you do in your spare time? Calligraphy. The art of writing and lettering, something you're quite familiar with as well. A hobby for women and weak men. Oh, and I do love me some... Oh, he called him a slur. Oh. Oh, and I do love me some reading. Gaining access to the Darrowian library changed my life. Darrowian Library, the largest public library in Norvik. You've spent many years in your youth inside those stony walls. What's it like being a little red guy? You want an honest answer or the one I tell my clients? Whichever one's shortest. Okay, your answer. I don't like it, but I'm stuck like this. I'm not going to get a promotion anytime soon, exactly. But hey, what are you gonna do? Live life as this imp, and you'll be as content as well. Tell me about these promotions. Sorry, forget. Not everyone knows how devil can work. Let me put it like this: devils have a ranking system. Some are lower and some are higher. Only way to the top and metamorphose into a more powerful creature is to be promoted by. So you start out as a twink, a demon twink, literally a demon twink, and when you get promoted, you become a demon twunk. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like that logic. It works as well. It works. Bowser, good morning. How you doing? All the Australians are waking up. Good morning, good morning. And also, Divas, I'm sorry if you were in ads. Only way to get higher and metamorphose into a more powerful creature is to be promoted by someone with a higher rank. But hey, could be worse, he says and cackles, could be a demon. Demons are horrible chaotic creatures that live by a rule of complete meritocracy, which would be amazing if it wasn't for their complete ineptitude at civilization building. What are you voting for? Oh, we can ask him who he's voting for. Demon Twink's springing up everywhere I see. I know, but he's just a little demon twink. Leave him be. He's trying to be a lawyer. Who are you voting for in the upcoming election? What am I voting for? Same as you, the little devil says with a laugh. The good guys. And that means the city, duh. The elites are literally feeding my trove at this point. You think I'd vote for someone to topple them? Voting in his self-interest, as anyone reasonable would do. So you're being selfish in your voting. Well, yeah, wouldn't you be? You think those dwarves would be voting for some hippie escalists if they were the ones with the palaces? I don't think so, not for a second. Anyway, you wanted something? I'm done, I asked everything I wanted to. He throws up his little arms in there. It's over by the gods. So dramatic, I love this little guy. Can you give me free legal advice? Still tired, but good. Most importantly, how are you? I'm doing good. It's been a really hot day. It's been a really long day, but I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm in my element. I'm happy. I can't complain. Or I could, but what would be the point? Ah, yes. I'll gladly assist a member of the Uthgard any day. Actually free? Well, in that case... Should I invest in stocks? Oh. I do not give, nor have I ever given investment advice. But... Oh, here we go. Yes. He looks you up and down. I should ask, have you ever bought shares before, Cleric? I don't know what that is. Okay, some basics then. Popularized by the late Divine Era human adventure companies, a share is essentially a percentage of ownership of a certain venture. Could be a guild, could be a company, or some... Oh, sorry, let me take a drink of this. Could be a guild, could be a company, or a specific adventure, something that is supposed to grow over time, so you can increase the value of your securities in that venture. Mandy, thanks for checking in. Bowser, thanks for checking in. May those coins bring you luck, fortune, or a secret other thing. It's a risky way to increase your capital without actually doing any real work. Gods, this devil is good. Learn from him. Could people buy stocks in me? Little red devil stares at you. If you were to set yourself up as a venture, then maybe. I mean, if you could convince someone to invest in you, you know, without breaking any laws regarding investment advice, I'd be impressed. Why not? What about currency trading? That's something I've heard about too. Oh, that's just the art of switching between various currencies. Say you've got a pouch full of old embers, that is the old draconic coins. They're made of gold, so even though there are no governments these days that support it, you can always just sell it for the gold value. Great. That's the most basic form of it. But when it comes to city-backed currencies, it gets more complicated. If you've got 10 Brimmark, the currency of the Blood City Bay and its subjects, they come in both paper form and soul-infused iron coins. Soul coins, we're aware of those. And let's say you want to convert them into Reedsian tens. How many would you get? Tens, the currency of the Free Strider Revolution. While free cities have multiple currencies, the magical paper money of the Reeds is quickly growing into the most valuable asset on the coast. I don't know. Me either. The value of each currency fluctuates day to day, as does the exchange rate to each other currency. Not to mention the location as well. Tens are powerful because of the far reach of the Free Striders trading charters. Brim marks are near useless in Norvik, so the exchange rate, while still not nothing, is quite low. That makes Blood City corporations way less interested in investing here, which then perpetuates the weak value of their currency. Sigs, I love a Sig. Sigs, the currency of Thazin during the Arcane Era, is still in use in some places, but these magical crystalline discs are only supported by a handful of cities in the Reeds. Oh wait, no, I didn't read that right. Sigs of Old Diminor are used in some places, sure, but bring them out in Norvik and any shopkeeper will laugh at you. While the penning is accepted automatically, almost as if it's a slightly less valuable crown. Penning, the currency of the Vizca kingdoms, as well as several dwarven fiefdoms in the Undercoast. It is a commonly accepted coinage in Norvik. Undercoast, a nickname for the Undersea coast. Then, the soul, on the other hand, is extremely valuable just because of the Golden Horde's influence. The soul is a currency of the Golden Horde, a faintly self-glowing square coinage, a mixture of amber and gold. And then the Ilum Janpala, Those weird little ice cubes. Well, I'm guessing you've never seen one and never will. Take one to an exchange station and they will quite literally think you're messing with them. But yeah, that's it. That's some info for you. He has been factual. He has been long-winded. I'm learning so much. He nods and grins. Economy, you know, messy and fun. So have you ever bought stocks? Sure, I spend almost 40% of my income in risky ventures. Sometimes I even get paid in securities, which is nice since I won't have to pay any middlemen. Why is it risky? Sounds like free money. Good question. Imagine you invest in an adventuring party. They head into the Verdun Hills and dive into some Gate-era tomb or an esoteric area filled with talking cats. Something weird and dangerous, but with potential for a lot of cool treasure to be found and brought back. There's a major chance that those adventurers die out there on their journey. If they do, you lose all your money you invested. They could make it back, in which case you'd get a percentage of the treasure based on your share, but how often do adventurers come back with bunches of treasure these days? So should I buy stocks? Look, there are rules in place. Norvik has laws governing what can and cannot suggest, what one can and cannot suggest when it comes to financial agency. Your god made those laws to protect people of lower than average intelligence from being tricked by those with ill intent. So where can I buy stocks? You can buy shares directly from a venture trader. Basically, someone can give you a piece of paper that says I owe you with legal information on it. Or you can go to a trade hub. Oh, Panda loves a trade hub. Why am I a currency? Well, because you're valuable. I don't think that Tolstead exchange is open until after the election, though. That's all I have to ask about stocks. Hope you learned something, Claire. What does the law have to say on resurrections? Now, this is interesting because we were resurrected, or we suspect we've been resurrected. Well, we know we've been resurrected. We just don't know why or who by whom. Well, that's one hell of a question. He smirks for a while. The imp enjoying his pun before moving on. What a sociopath. Higher tier resurrections aren't illegal. They're just not available anymore. There are a handful of known divine resurrection spells. Since the death of Urth, there have been no documented instances of successful resurrections above 3rd level. Are you legally considered alive after a resurrection? Yes, for all intents and purposes, you are alive. Undeath, on the other hand, would be a very difficult affliction. How is that defined? Well, as long as the necromancy is considered of divine origin, and the soul is returned to the healthy body, then it is considered a normal resurrection. If the origin is more black magic shit, as they say, or some kind of corpse reanimation, then it would be considered as bodily sacrilege. And that's a top-tier criminal offense. How top is it? Oh, it's up there. Does death not absolve your crimes? Now you're asking the real questions. But no, it does not. There's been actual laws signed in old kingdoms over this shit. He leans in, looking excited. You got the devil going. Is that a good thing? Oh, he's dancing for you. Keep it up and he'll love you to death. So, classic story, alright? A real bad guy is caught murdering his neighbor. Real sick shit. He's executed after a quick trial. Justice wins again. Everyone's happy. But surprise, some holy man raises him up a couple of months later. In this situation, the bad guy did technically pay for his crimes. His life was taken by the state. Just because somebody gave it back to him doesn't change that fact, right? Well, people weren't too happy with that, as you can imagine. Thus, the common legal term for these days is capital punishment is Thus, the common legal term these days for capital punishment is DIP. Death in perpetuity. Stands for death in perpetuity. Kind of funny when you think about it. One death is enough, I think. Really? Well, suppose humans would have a different outlook than a fiend like me. So, to keep criminals DIP'd, most states tend to hide, lock up, or simply burn corpses that spread their ashes using non-resurrectable methods. So if a person is DIP'd, so if a properly DIP'd dead guy should be able to return without the use of some miraculous 9th level spell, which obviously these days isn't too likely. Does a murder still count if the victim is resurrected? He thinks about the question for a bit. There's been cases. Heard of a man stabbed in a bar fight, bled out just in time for a drunk cleric to arrive, cast Revivify, and the bloke lived. The stabber ended up being charged with a major transgression of personal well-being. And that's not murder per se, but I'd argue it was more to do with the fellow's barrister making it clear to the judiciaries there was no killing intent. So, not an accident, but not a murder. Just a brawl gone too far. But that'd be a hard sell if the victim wasn't breathing. This is very complicated. Gods be good if I ever come across something like it. But in most cases, I'd say yes. So don't go around murdering folks and reviving them, cleric. It'd be a waste of a spell slot, too. It would be kind of funny, but you know, don't do it. What about low-level resurrections? There's Revivify. That's it. Figured a cleric would know better than me, but he says and shrugs. Sass. Spells of over 4th and 5th level are rarely seen these days. If you want to know why, go pray. Your god grants you magic. In his wisdom, he only grants higher power when needed. In your lifetime, it has not been needed a lot. After Urth died, it's been a bit hard for even the top-ranking clerics to manage higher tier magic. At least, if you believe the rumors at the towers, which you should. That's all I want to ask about resurrections. What about Charm Person? Charm Person? Fascinating spell. Of course, all spellcasters are required to be registered in Norvik. It's the same in all non-completely chaotic city-states. There are certain spells that just are not allowed at all, like Fireball, as a popular example. Fireball, a 3rd level evocation spell, causes fire to emerge at a given point, spreading within a 20-foot radius, filling up an available space. I do wonder if Fireball was used on the tea shop, by the way. But Charm Person is, despite its devilish mind control, legal if it is cast by a registered cleric or city-hired interrogating mage. Private entities are not allowed to learn or cast it, although I can promise you, many still do. Wispy, are you cozy? Can I cast it on you? Sure, but it'd be a waste, since I'm already your friend, cleric. He shoots you a devilish grin. I have some questions about a PPG. A permission of public gathering? Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. He looks... Oh, he throws a look over his shoulder. He's aware of the dwarves' plight. The Asgard dwarves got an expired PPG. Expired, huh? Strange. Why is that strange? It just seems like such a strange mistake. Asgolists are known for many things, but making a mistake like that is not one of them. I don't know, it just seems strange. Though if the dwarves got an expired document, they should leave. They have no legal right to be there. Can I have a PPG? Not from me, ask Darrow. The chosen magistrate of Tolstad, a man known for little else than being the great-grandson of Borga Darrow. Yeah. Or maybe don't, unless you've got some really important message to deliver to people. Okay. What would you look for if you're investigating a PPG? Wording, legalese, can get pretty complicated, and a good barrister could twist the stuff into oblivion. Other than that, I'd check the basics, name, spelling, dates. A single lithographic error can cause a landslide of troubles. Fireball reminds me of someone? Well, yes, a certain fucking bastard. I haven't forgiven him yet. Gale, you will be dealt with. How long does it take to get a PPG? A week, depending on your contacts and your pouch. I like this little demon twink. You hear about the tea shop? Yeah, of course. Pretty hard to miss when flying past Tolstad. What's your take? It blew up. Not sure what else you want to hear. Why do you think it blew up? Honestly, I haven't seen a blast zone like that since the Coast War. And you didn't hear this from me, but little fellow trusts you. He's your friend. The scorch marks looks like they came from a fireball. That's what I'm fucking saying. But not the kind that you get from a trigger-happy pit fiend. We're talking a high-level wizard stuff. Pit fiends are known to cast 3rd level fireballs at will. Be careful, cleric. Powerful forces are at work here. Thinking about it for a few more seconds makes it clear to me that it's all a big cover-up. Wouldn't be the first time a city-trained spellcaster got a little off the hinge. Other than that, not to be self-incriminating or anything, but could be a fiend, or an elemental, I mean. Waterlane has shipments from Kagramesh every other month. Maybe a fire elemental slipped through. I know there's a few pit fiends in here. Oh, well, yes. This over the 5th's op. Yeah, he was. I still haven't forgiven him, but I do want to play BG3 soon. I think it's a rogue spellcaster. It's the simplest answer. But I'd suggest having a chat with the owner of the tea shop. Who knows what feathers ruffle day? He gives you an ominous chuckle because it's a birdman. The man who owns the tea shop is a birdman. Not on leave. Right, that was fascinating. I love that little demon twink. Nature seeps through the cracks, so I hope so. The Goblin Gardens had... Hell yeah, we're finally finding the goblins. Oh, here's a little goblin. Oh, what's this down here? A shard? I'll take it. Oh, we want these. We got 3 of them now. Snell? Oh my god, I'm obsessed with Snell. It's a dexterity check. Thank you, Crispy. Fuck. Goblin Forest, level 3 rogue. This goblin gets shit done, no matter the odds. Highly competent, but with a craving of validation. Just look at the way he dresses himself. Well, we all like validation, right? You would know if you followed my Instagram story. Just kidding. Engage. You find a goblin staring at the tip, Tolston. His clothes are fit for a Reedsian trader, and his haircut is fit for an Ascani nobleman, a superficial fellow. 100,000 biddies. I'm just teasing. Highly competent, craving validation, good bio. Well, yes. Wispy. The goblin cares much about his looks. You catch him immediately glancing at your outfit. Let me guess, you're the cleric. I love this little freak. Oh my god, I love him. The chest hair, the piercing, the boots, the gay hairstyle, and the gay... This man, I feel the need to say the F word. Let me guess, you're the cleric. Taking you for granted, the goblin needs to learn humility. Yes, I am the cleric. That's me. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. I'm Snell, runner and handler of the HWBT. Old lady's been waiting for you. This old lady must be his chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. You should greet him properly. Give him a traditional goblin salute. Squat down. Hello, goblin. I had to do it. You know I had to do it. Khan, thanks for checking in. May that corn bring you luck, fortune, or a secret. No. No? Small gestures. Snell gestures for you to get up. Stop. Stop squatting. That's not how you do it. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. It doesn't matter. Just don't, okay? Stop squatting. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Snell. Perform a traditional goblin salute. You raise your arms up into the air as one should when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. What the fuck are you doing? Cleric, what are you doing? Shake your hands a little. Not feeling it? The goblin does not respond, nor does he raise his own arms. Instead, he simply stares at you. His expression speaks of pain. Or taking damage. Please, cleric, stop it. You feel great shame. Scouring your mind, it becomes clear to you the goblins, in fact, do not have a cultural salute. What you do remember, however, is a salute from old Earthfolk play, where goblins were played by green-painted humans who ran... That sounds like Greenface. Who ran around with their arms in the air. Oh no. The goblin clears his throat. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Exasperated, more like. Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne, but he waves his claws towards you. What's all this? You look like a human shit. He's right, though. He's right. Feeding these cats? Give Rusty and Fredo a pat for me. Con, we love you. You've been floating around in the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He's insulting you. The gall. You should teach him a lesson. I died and was reborn. Now that's, he says, pointing at you, that's a good excuse. He laughs and motions down the stairs. Just dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Is she spooky? Yeah, real scary. Insult her and she'll bite your head off. Worse than the crab that was a lobster that pinched my finger nearly off. And then she'll scorch your corpse to dust. He laughs and crosses his arms. But seriously, she will fuck you up if you annoy her. Tell me more about this lady. Sure, for starters, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik, and considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, cleric. Okay, lead me to her. Good, but just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Don't climb trees. Stay away from the edge, and enjoy the garden, cleric. The goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. This dragon sounds dangerous. Keep track of her fangs. Tell her what she wants to hear, and you'll be fine. You look out of the river. The cold Ascani wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet. Follow him down the stairs. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we fucked that up a little bit, but that's fine. It's all good. It's all good fun. These railings are follow the safety council's standard of 22. A dank smell from below. Love it, dank. Blakey, I know you know that's right. Goblin Garden, we made it finally. What the hell's this? I love the goblins. The goblins are my favorite creatures. I just think they're really cute and funny. Beware of her illusions. Here he is. Oh, look at this diva up there. He's waiting. Let's talk to him. You approach him below a sprawling tree. The well-dressed goblin stands proud beside his master. Go ahead, cleric. With a proud smirk, he motions towards the wooden throne. You should stand before the throne and address your court. Okay, then. This diva... Who else? These goblins are so cool looking. We can do a wisdom check and try and learn some information about Lady Sageleaf. Wisdom isn't one of my strong points, but sure we can manage. We've got some information. Level 18. Fuck, she's really tough. Chieftain, something's very wrong. Her eyes are striking your soul. Hold on to that feeling or you will be consumed. Oh, she's dangerous. They really meant it. She genuinely is dangerous. What do I have? Do I have any food to eat? Because I need to eat something. Can't eat, too full. What do you mean too full? Girl? The hell? Okay. You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glowing illuminating the trunk of the great tree, its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up the dirt above the ceiling. This diva. Oh my god. Her hair, her wig, her smile. This diva. Oh my god. On the throne sits a tiny goblin. Her smirk is bright as it is threatening. So this is the dragon. Yes, I can see her. I can see it. Her glare is horrific. Cleric of Norvik of Earth and River. Her shrill voice echoes out through the chamber. She's talking to you. You're the cleric. Great observation. I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. So tell me, human. Domination, she has control here. Why am I sitting here waiting? It's not that late. It's only been like a day. Tread lightly. You need her on your side. Make sure she knows you're on hers. Every word you say here could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. My apologies, lady. Her frown turns into a weary expression. Whatever. You're dancing on a fine line. Hers is a frightful presence. You can't take this much longer. You need to get out of here. Constitution. We gotta pass a constitution check not to be afraid. This looks like it's titty. It's so fucking good. If a mod can hear this, can we get a shout out for Titty Pocket, please? Titty, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Do not become frightened. Fuck it. We've become frightened. Wispy, thank you. Exactly. That's exactly it. Fuck, we've become frightened. Well, no. Shit. Turn and run? No, don't turn and run. Adrenaline keeps your legs from buckling under the intense duress as you turn and run. Let a high-pitched scream. It echoes down into the depths between the trees and fungi-covered cavern walls. Whatever reaction the goblins have to your retreat, you are not around to see it or hear it. Where am I? You ran for quite a while. Inside your mind calms itself. When your mind calms itself, you're sitting inside of an empty barrel. How did I get here? Unsure. All this is rather confusing. Wait, I hid in a barrel? More or less. The dragon chased you. Maybe. Leave the barrel. As you do, you realize the barrel is one of many located in a tunnel you've never seen before. There, I see him, cleric. Uh-oh. Cleric, you've now wasted another precious hour. Fuck, we did. We hid for an hour. Mama's scary. She is Genji. She's also kind of a diva, though. I love her. Happy 500 followers. Titty, that's exciting. That's amazing. That's a big milestone. I hope you're celebrating, diva. You deserve 500,000 more. Cleric, you've now wasted another precious hour. Please do not run away again. Amazing. This lady's trying not to scare you off again. Maybe she'll actually be nicer to you from now on. Running away is always an option. The fact that you're still alive means it's also a smart option. You see Snell panting next to the throne. Give Snell the thumbs up. Well done on finding me. He opens his mouth to give a resigned thank you. The Lady Sageleaf, however, gives you an angry gaze. Could have gone faster. He lowers his head in silence. The goblin's getting whipped. Love to see it. I do like to see goblins get whipped. Domni, hello. Are y'all behaving? No. But hello. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're surviving the heat, by the way. I hope you're doing all right, Domni. And thank you for the follow back there. I see you. It's very lurker friendly, so and they're anonymous follows, so feel free to keep lurking if you want to lurk. There's no pressure to chat, but thank you. Sam, good morning. Good morning, Sam. My eyes are half open, and you are reading to us is so soothing right now. Oh, thank you. I feel really self-conscious reading. I don't know. You can see his legs trembling. You're not the only one afraid. Let us continue. The dragon leans in her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno in the middle of the day, right on Pillar Road, my road. The way she says that causes you to tremble. And yet, Magistrate Darrow, she spits out the name like it's a curse word, he alone believes the Halfway Bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location. Why does Darrow say that? Because he's a fool born out of a nepotism and alcohol. Sick burn. Sounds awesome. Where is your usual jurisdiction? She leans back and picks something from between her fangs. I have an official recognition of law on Lower Tolstad. The definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground, some as below water level. And where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or was, rented out of a corner of the central fort just above the holes next to the pillar. She snaps her fingers towards the goblin to her right. That means it's part of the core foundation of the island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, bowing his head. Lady, my people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years, but crow feels like a racial slur, given the tea owner is a bird person. But Sam, hello. Crispy, thank you for the shout out for Sam. Everyone go follow Sam. Sam is genuinely so wonderful. I was out in it all day. This is horrible. It looked like I was in a wet t-shirt competition. That's how I felt like the end of work. I was in the office, but I had like this meeting for like an hour and a half in a little cramped room with no AC. I genuinely was sweating through my shirt. It was so gross. Or sexy, depending on your perspective. But it didn't feel sexy, I'll tell you that. Thank you, wet t-shirt. The wet t-shirt contest. You're actually a very serious person, are you though? But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean up even. No, suddenly it's the city's business and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. Sounds shady. Her sharp glare stabs you. Normal business in Norvik, and don't get me started on the actual effect this has had on my people. Snell, she says and beckons towards the comely goblin. He approaches the roots and takes a bow. Lady Sageleaf? Then turns to you. The magistrate says it was an accident involving a fireplace failure. They've yet to send anyone in to actually investigate the scene. You want to check it out yourselves? Of course. The lady glances at you, to which he responds by making a nervous face. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. Oh, they have a March in this world? That's funny. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks. Who were the injured? We only managed to get one name in the chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. That's a sort of prefix used by Earth folk, a human most likely. That ain't a real name. He was apparently dressed in fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, quote, he looked like he was like one of those dungeoneers, you hear? A real adventuring man, end quote. Another said, looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Water Lane. Either way, he went down into the dungeon or over to Water Lane, got it. And remember, he's wearing yellow. He's got style. Is Frank son of Frank? Yeah. The goblin knows it's fake, but it's their only lead. That's a fake name. Uh-huh. A dungeoneer? If you believe it, that comment was one of the militia members. Could be smart to check the city below just in case, despite the dangers. Down to Water Lane? Yeah, it seems as if he was heading in that direction, though down could mean a number of things, Water Lane included. Fancy yellow outfit? I'm assuming some kind of Reedsian fashion. Was he inside at the time? I doubt it, considering the state of the building. Why was he there? We don't know. Where is he now? We don't know. They have not located the man despite major efforts. Sounds like you were handed a tough hand. Yeah. Although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away down the stairs, maybe down to the crossing or somewhere else. We just don't know. Anything else you don't know? Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering you. We have theories, but we need proof. The lady raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, cleric. Corruption, madness, she claws at her wooden throne, politics. This is all clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster, someone who cannot go unpunished. A spell would indeed be the only logical answer for such destruction. I will bring justice. A rogue spellcaster, isn't there an anti-magic task force? No, I will bring justice to Norfolk. I certainly hope so. She clears her throat loudly. Everyone holds their breath while she speaks. I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge tribe and the Earthguard city cleric shall investigate this tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm. So maybe we get groped. Hello? Maybe we get grouped up with this goblin. That would be cool. I love goblins. I love goblins. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. Well, Manti, who doesn't want to be groped sometimes? Who doesn't? Freudian slip? Let me slip into something more comfortable. The words seep out from her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks upon her in awe. She is theirs to serve. Not solemnly. She looks upon you with a grim expression. Snell, she says, waving towards him. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, he says, bowing his head. You're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone. You catch the goblin trying to stop a grin from spreading across his face. Oh la la, complimented by his queen. I want you to represent this tribe in this venture. His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both Upper and Lower Tolstad. You're going to have the pretty boy around? Damn, I thought this was going to be fun. Pretty boy. I wonder if we can romance the goblin. I know that you love goblins. I do. Goblin D's nuts. I hope I get to goblin those nuts. If we can romance this goblin, I will do it. Trust me. I'm telling you now. If it is physically possible in this game to romance this goblin, I will top him. Or get topped by him. I'm not really sure yet. Do not disappoint me, Snell. I've always wanted a goblin of my own. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. A new member of the party. He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow. The mystery of the tea shop shall be uncovered. The sooner the better. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, cleric. Snell has joined as a companion. You can speak with him if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. For as much as she has told you, there's a danger you're missing here. I visited the tea shop entrance, but it was shut. Yeah, by esoteric decree. So you gotta ask your coin lord for the passphrase, unfortunately. We should also look for that witness. Yeah, our Frank, dressed in yellow. Gods, that's funny. Either over to Waterlane or down in the city below. Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I'd suggest the port since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking. How do we gain access to the tea shop? Talk to your boss, Daro. Or I guess if he's not your direct boss or whatever, but you'll need to get an audience with him if you want to get inside the tea shop. All right, let's go. Yay, we get a companion. That's fun. That's exciting. Please let us romance this guy. I'm begging. Just hit 300k channel points. That's incredible. Let's look around down here first, but let's not go down there yet because I don't want to go under the city yet. I want to go into the tea shop. 713 hours is actually crazy, Manti. That is so many fucking hours. What the hell? Thank you. Biskin's Lich House must be located within these walls. It's just a bit further up. Oh, I wonder if we can go through here. No, that's the tower to the lower layer. Where's this go? Central Tolstad? Interesting. Oh, I wonder if that goblin that we saw before is blocking that path. Oh, who's this? Who's it? Is this a Myconid? The Myconids exist in this? Quispy 534 hours is nuts. What the hell? That's so many hours. You guys are insane for that. That's nuts. That's a lot of time here. Neswicala, Nesson of the Green. Let's try wisdom check. 16, 15's good. An elf. Oh, she's an elf. Right. 1 hour and 45 minutes. Thank you, Domini. Thank you for being here. Crazy that we like hanging out here because we love you. That's actually nuts. A level 6 druid, an elf. Pimia, unbothered, moisturized, happy, in her lane. That's actually so funny. She's focused on her work, but she does not seek strife. She will help you if you do not pose a threat. Her knowledge goes deep, far below the city. Learn from her in her loneliness. This deep. Oh, she looks like she has too many shrooms. Look at her facial expression. Girl, she's probably high right now. At the top of the garden, I'm not gonna say. At the top of the garden lookout, you see a strange creature hunched over. Underneath that large red hat her drooping gaze, I'm telling you, slowly glides towards you. Not a hat. She's an actual mushroom growing out of her skull. The elf drops the final piece of mushroom onto the bowl, into a bowl on the table, and gives you a creepy grin. Nice corner you got here. Slowly and in an appropriately dramatic fashion, she widens her eyes to reveal piercing red pupils, and her grin widens even more somehow. Abort, run, leave. Oh god, she's trouble. She's real trouble. Just look at the side of her head. Look at those pointy ears, one on each side, and those eyes. Snell seems to stay behind a bit. An elf? Aren't they rare? The city holds many folk, but elves are both few in number and seldom intermingle with lesser races. But look at her. This is no elf of Ilium. This is an elf of Pimia. Pimia, an elven enclave who lives on the undercoast, also known as dark elves, although that's a bit on the nose. Hello, elf. You hear a guttural chuckle leave her lip. So this is like Drow in this universe. That's kind of cool. But she doesn't look as mean as Drow in Faerun. A man delves into the gardens, his sight set on the mysterious below. Are you that man? The way her eyes dart back and forth like that, is she on something? I clocked that right away. Mama's high as hell. Yes, how did you know that? Goblins are not the only ones who whisper underneath.
See, I'll say it.
Fuck Bellatrix.
Yeah.
I'm finally here. Sorry, my anxiety has been on 11. Alton Belly, I adore you so much. I'm sending you big love and big hugs, but the only thing causing it is it is indirectly over, so I guess now all I can do is wait. Billy, I adore you so much. I'm so sorry that you're going through it. I'm sending you all the love and energy, and I know everyone in chat is as well. We love our Bellatrix. I'm sure there are ghouls and goons as well. Goons? She tilts her head in comically large mushroom hat. I'm talking about plants and such. The elf stammers? Or is that an idiolect? She turns around, her red eyes glimmering beyond a mist of spores. Neswicala of the Green. Call me Nessun. I'm an underling to the Hierophant. Opidana? Oh, of course, a druid. Druid, primal spellcaster, often balanced, keeping actors across and below the coast, known to commune with flora and fauna. There's something esoteric going on here. You're a hag, aren't you? She just gives you a goofy smile. A mushroom hag? I'm no hag, although I've worked with many in my day. I've spent my days handling primal forces, that which grows and decays. Do you know much of it? Yeah, they went over the basics of the towers. The towers, your wizard school. More or less, yeah. She lowers her gaze for what you realize is the first time since she raised it. I would like to hear your tale, human. There is much, much to be learned from your folk and your settlement in this band. She speaks as though the Earth folks' 60-something years of civilization building is nothing but a footnote in her history book. How sustainable is your lifestyle? You mean me in particular, or my people? Both, or either. She presses down on a mushroom in her bowl, sending a puff of spores in the air. You want an answer now? If you have it? But there's no stress. Sustainable? Yeah, how do you replenish your resources and consume? If you do not, how many years until depletion? If you focus on yourself, you can probably sustain yourself for a long ass time. Who cares, really? If you run out of shit, you just go to another place and take that shit instead. That's how it works. Oh gods, you're focusing too much on the question. Instead, focus on what she wants to hear. I personally could live on an apple a day. That's pretty sustainable. Oh, that's not good at all, human. Your kind requires much more sustenance. A true statement. Please consume food. Not this guy, pose with your thumbs in the air. Your legs tremble. To be fair, you haven't had a decent meal in a long time. She shows you a worried expression. Care for yourself. Do not let the idealization of a goal hinder your healthy lifestyle. She gave you some of her mushrooms from her bowl. That's so cute. Look at her. She gave me some food. She's like, please eat, Twink. Please eat. She literally said, please eat. It is, as the hedonists say, listen to your empty stomach. Handouts, don't mind if I do. She then places a palm on the rough floor. Opidana has helped keep the undersea from being overtaken by unbalancing powers. Demigods, fiends, celestials, your human arcanists. Each creates a power that not only overtakes the primal, they do it with ease. That great war your kind has waged upon one another delayed it, but I do certainly believe it's inevitable. Don't worry, nature always survives. Most often it does, but look at your so-called burned coast and those cursed lands in Diminor. Nature makes it through most things, but there are forces in this world that can wring the life out of every band if it wishes so. We must stay vigilant. She takes a deep and deliberate breath. Now enough of complicated topics. Tell me more, human. Do you have a mate? Do not answer that. Stare at her. Well? Your cheeks clench. No, not good. Your companion takes a few steps further away. Your mind races hostile? No, probably not. Sure. Really? I took HP damage. Ouch. I've got loads. Oh no, I don't mean like... I only mean most humans in the settlement group in pairs. I wondered if those of your kind do the same, form such long-term committed partnerships. I've got... I could say I've got Snell, the goblin. I'm going to say that because he's gonna fucking hate it. I've got Snell. As you turn around, you see your partner half hiding behind the corner. I refute that. Sad to say, your partner doesn't seem as committed. No, he isn't. He isn't, but he will be. She lowers her mushroom cap in size. I see. It is the same here then. The path of the esoteric guardian is to be alone. The elf starts adding some kind of oily liquid to her mushroom bowl. A strange substance, golden, perhaps from some kind of undersea whale? If this old elf can guide you in any way, make it so. If not, I will return to my toil. Hey Snell, why are you acting weird? Shut up. He turns away from you and the mushroom lady. Do not worry, the ladies runner here is not a fan of fungi. I'm just keeping a safe distance, alright? He takes a few more steps back. Suddenly you realize that it might actually not be so safe to hang around here. This info will come handy later. You don't look like an elf. What do elves look like? Im elves are monstrous. Illim elves are tree-like. Primia elves are simply gray. I suppose there are many kinds of elves. She nods. We do not call ourselves that, but to your people, yes, I am an elf. Primia. She closes her eyes. Primia yo olai ayana atia. We are the elves of the stars. Oh, that's cute. Stars, the occurrence of distant celestial bodies appearing in the sky. If Antisepalian witnesses are to be believed, many old worlds had skies filled with thousands of these gleaming lights. Any questions? You speak Elvish? Impressive. She looks at you on the side and then back to you. Your grasp on the human tongue is remarkable as well. Do your people have a great civilization below? No. I believe your people would call us nomads. So you're from the undercoast. How do I get there? Holes and tunnels. There are more than enough even within viewing distance, though I'd recommend gaining Lady Sage Leaf's approval first. I've got some other questions. Great. What do you know about the tea shop? Only that its roots whisper to me. The elf leans closer, twisting her head to the side. You must delve deep, human. Something rotten has happened that day. The green quakes. They fear what's to come. They whisper. Do they whisper anything useful? She leans back and lets out a design sigh. You do not speak with trees often, do you? Insane behavior. So you were here when it exploded? No, I was much further below. And what did the goblins whisper about? That the city is at fault, that the Lady Sageleaf should take over. The usual. What do you think happened? I will not deliberate on things I have no knowledge about. Thanks. We're gonna ask. I love asking people we meet who they're voting for. What are you voting for in the election? I'm not a citizen of Norvik. Oh, okay, cool. I don't think we'll... She pities you and your hungry stomach, -5 DC. No, so we can't do that. Well, maybe. Let's try. Failure. Well, how could you do such a thing? Proof attunement requires years of training. You've perhaps done a few exercises in your spare time, but you've read about druidic magic. Perhaps you could try again anyways. No, let's just not. Okay. So we need to eat something because I'm dying. Oh, there was that. Who did you vote for? I love asking that. Well, they haven't voted yet. The election hasn't happened yet, but I love asking them. Who are you voting for? Who are you going to vote for? I need to know. Who are you going to vote for? Are you a fascist? Where's this going? Tunnel to the river? Where's this go? I'm also dying? Well, don't die. I voted for Optimus Prime of Cybertron. Optimus Prime, isn't he a war criminal? I don't know. I'm just making things up. Out of the garden. We need to go and find what's his name? Oh, we can go to the bar now. We got a little goblin with us. Can we talk to him? You approach your companion. Let's get on with it. Why are you scared of mushrooms? I'm not. But the mushroom lady said you were. Okay, fine. I don't like them. They're freaky and mushy and smell like mold. Just plain don't like them. Seeing him this candid is weird. But I'm not taking questions on it, so anything else you want to ask, or can we go? What's your position on all this? Whatever you mean by that, cleric. What are you helping me in this rough world of ours? I'm here on behalf of Lady Sageleaf. Her will is for the streets of Tolsta not to be suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the day. Her will be done, so to say.
Well,
Howdy do, Rosie, howdy. You got any family? I'm a goblin. What do you think? Goblins normally live in tribal societies with a broad family structure. Your companion most likely has at the very least a dozen or so siblings. Any less would be remarkable, even in Nordic.
About some water, cunt. Get that up,
And I will do. Thank you. Why would you care about the goblin family structures? They don't even have their own culture, and that was the point of their genocide. That's sad. Have you got wife and kids? Nah, single for now. For now, that's right. And trust me, this goblin ain't getting no offspring. He's gay. No, I know a gay man when I see one. Thank the gods for that. Yeah, fuck them kids. I know Bella and Mandy and Quispy would appreciate this. The goblin rubs his temples. Uh-huh. I want to go back and see what you got a wife and kids. Not single for now, no offspring. I see you're infertile. The goblin suddenly looks very tired. He stutters out a response. He does not want you to go any further in this line of inquiry. No, cleric, I'm not infertile. Prove it. Stop hitting on the goblin. No. I'm gonna keep hitting on the goblin. This is my game. No, I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I'm not sure how I would even do that in a reasonable time frame. Oh baby, I'll wait. He looks. Prove it. Fuck them. He looks away and says to himself, "Why am I entertaining this? I see you're uncomfortable. I will stop asking about this. Thank you, cleric. But I want to. He is gay though. I love him. I love my little gay goblin. This game is incredible." Where do you sleep at night? I don't know, cleric. Can't this city pay for something? You're a cleric, for God's sake. Maybe I sleep with you? No, and seriously don't phrase it like that. I am harassing this goblin. And don't phrase it like that. I guess I could ask the coin lord. Yeah, Darrow's your boss on this job, isn't he? Guess you got another thing to talk to him about. Fun. I love this goblin. I really hope I get to romance him. Otherwise, I'll be really sad because I love him. He's so gay and so cute and so perfect. What's over here? Oh, a shrine. We need to use this. I need to prepare some spells. We want to detect alignment and charm person. Well, we want all of them, to be fair. They're all prepared. Nice. What's all this? Probably like this could lead anywhere. Oh. All inside. Hey Snell, check it out for me. Huh? Check what? Exactly, the hole. Go inside. You seriously think that he stammers and points at the pipe. You do that yourself. I'll help kick you if you get stuck. The goblin doesn't want to go inside the pipe because it's disgusting. Come on, Snell. It's the only way we'll ever solve this mystery. No. Both to me crawling into that shit pipe and that it would somehow solve. Mystery. Idea rejected. Never mind then. Try to enter the pipe. You go down on your knees in the dirt and put your helmet face into the entrance of the pipe. You can't seem to get any further without immense force. Enter the hole. The diameter of the pipe is not wide enough to support your body, even with no armor on, and or added friction lowering substances. Wiggle your way through. Fuck. Suddenly the pipe gives. You hit a flowing rush of ice cold water and it funnels you forward, then down, then everything's cold and strangely familiar. Your drenched uniform clings to your flesh and the rock of Tolstad. You are alive. Get up. You realize where you are, or at the very least an approximation, right below the entrance to the Goblin Garden. You're lucky. If you'd gotten swept out to sea, you'd be well dead for one. Like completely DIP'd. I need to get out of here. Oh, fuck. Shit. It's highly dangerous, but it seems to be the only way. If only you remember how to cast Spider Climb. You see a silhouette of a goblin up at the ledge. Hey, Jesus. You went all the way over there, here, huh? Jeez, a common slang shortened from Jesus, often used to exclaim a sense of shock or annoyance. I'm not gonna be able to, how could you have let me end up like this, Snell? Oh, I'm sorry, cleric. I should have thrown myself into the sea instead. That would have been much better. Are you being sarcastic? No, not at all. Wait, sarcasting? He shakes off the thought. Just get up here. Please save me, Snell. I'm working on it. Just start climbing or something. There's no way I'm gonna pass this. 18 DC. Oh, I did pass it. Nat 20, baby. Steeling yourself in your manly soul, you grip the wet rock. Your right hand, then your left. You place your feet up higher. One step at a time, you slowly pull yourself upwards. Focus strengthened with absolute confidence. Come on, reach. Reach. Just a bit more. With that final push, you make it. Now, please don't do that again, okay? That was close. Slippery rocks, huh? For once, those burly muscles actually helped. I love Snell. Right, I love this fucking game. But I think, Divas, I think we'll probably call it here tonight. I think this is what we'll call it. Scam the working from home day, as you should. I think this is what we'll call it. God, this has been so much fucking fun, though. I love this game so much. We'll pick it up next Wednesday.